Says you have 4 people watching though.
Alrighty. Not on my screen, it doesn't say 4 people, but okay. Alrighty. I don't know if maybe Streamlabs is confused, but are we back up now?
Yeah, you appear to be.
Yep.
Oh,
we're good to go.
All that freaking it had to waiting. See, sometimes like sometimes it depends on how they communicate, but at some points Streamlabs will automatically start my stream on YouTube, and then sometimes it makes me have to start it. It gets like I never know which one it is, and I forgot to start it. So we would have been here like 2 minutes ago, but I forgot to hit to go live on YouTube. I hit it on the broadcasting software, but not YouTube itself. Oh, Chris is back. And we have Chris back too.
I don't know how much we're going to do in this bounce yet.
What?
Hopefully that's the end of it for a little bit.
Oh. We seem to have our internet connection back over here, so I should be okay. Like I said, I don't know what it was. I restarted the computer, and I'm back up to full speed on the computer. We were getting like 30 megabytes of download, which is I haven't had that since we had that crappy internet, and that's why I switched from the crappy internet to what we had. But yeah, I have like 250-ish megabytes of download and like 30 upload, so should be good. So we were having like 30 download and like 4 upload. And it's the upload that kills it. The download doesn't really matter. I need to have above 10 upload for this whole stream to work really well. But yeah. Oh yeah, but speaking of points. If anybody hasn't said anything, but then again, we need to make sure that CloudBot is working. Otherwise, the points aren't going to matter because it's not going to give them.
Well, while you're working on that, just a quick reminder: this is a new stream, so everybody go hit the like button.
Oh, yep. Definitely need the new like button. The new like button. It's the old like button, but it's a new stream. The new old like new. Don't assume my gender like button. Got it. Yep.
I told you Paula was on the ambition side of his ice house.
I know. He wants like 52,000. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, you want 52. Let's see. 52,000 points is what? Like $20 donation? What are we up to with you? Because he's got 70,000 points, and you've donated quite a bit. Whatever that was. That was
Hello.
Freaking...
Wasn't me this time.
It sounded like a robot.
I heard it.
I think Chris is getting taken over by the Terminator or something.
That was y'all through the stereo system in the truck.
Nice.
Oh my God.
We sound evil.
Peter built the concert class, better amplified 18-inch subwoofer under the bunks back there sound system.
Yeah, well, your microphone could not handle the power of the Peterbilt.
No.
Story of my life.
Right? But, yeah. So,
word to the wise.
What?
Don't fish with a little mic. It makes poor bait.
I'd rather deal with the probate or the what do they call that? The master class. We'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
You go in the wrong bait, you end up with the master. We'll let you finish the sentence there.
Pilot's retracting some messages. What's he sending?
Now, Pilot. The problem. Oh, do you know what I also noticed?
No messages in the chat.
No messages in the chat.
Bar there anyway.
OBS is screwing up.
And it says we're up to 8 people, which is good. We got some people back, like I said before.
The chat. Let me see if I can get the chat to refresh. Chat box.
It's one of them days, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely making me brain cannot think and look at screen at the same time. There we go. properties. Let's see.
Welcome to Laramie.
Source. Refresh catch of current page. There we go. Let's try that.
And there it goes. Well, there it went.
It was working, or is this not working?
It's working, then it just disappeared.
Okay, hold on.
Got the
Actually,
computer expert hat on.
that sound
Yep, it's
explosion
working.
was probably the show from Mrs.
No.
You chat through the stereo system in the truck.
We are
Oh
having,
no.
we're having all kinds of freaking.
Okay.
There we go. I clicked
Boy.
the wrong button.
So are there StreamYard points working now?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Chatbot might still be freaking having all kinds of issues. I mean, I would have to put them in all manually then if it's not working.
Yep. And it looks
I
like
think I sound. I
the
think
chat
I
on
just
this
heard Harry Potter.
kind of sounds like it. I can hear it this time, so. The
Which means then it's not you.
okay.
I can hear it too.
Then it's got to be from Firebird's nest.
His nest. I see what you did there.
All right.
Well, it looks like the screen chat's not working again. Let me see if that works there. Nope.
Yeah, it did.
Man, what a night.
It popped up.
Oh, did it?
Mhm.
Okay. I just don't see it yet
It's
again.
just not. It's not adding any of the exclamation point ones.
Oh, okay.
It's keeping those ones off the chat. Oh, well, we can't see you, so what? Now we can't hear you either. He just has a nice glowing sign in our background. That's what it is.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Now that this stream has completely been derailed for the first 50 minutes of it. Oh.
That's how you know it's going to be a great show.
Oh, maybe, or it's gonna be just a dud. We're gonna go with the first one though. Anywho, okay, so we're just gonna break right into this since we're 40 minutes into this live stream already, and I have no banners up. I have nothing, so we're gonna pop this one up on here. Every week on 9 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. We're gonna pop this one in real quick, just anyway. And you can find NOVAtazz merch, not like the one I'm wearing, because I'm wearing Justice 6 merch. But you can find my merch on Teespring at teespring.com at NOVAtazz Customs. Just go in the search bar, click NOVAtazz Customs, you'll find it. And we'll go back to this one. Don't forget to hit that like button, invite your friends. I know I'm just being stupid now. But anyway, all gimmicks aside, what's in the cup? Oh. Miss Formy's muted. Okay, I understand. Maybe is Chris? Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I should be here.
Yeah. It's Miss Formy that said she was muted. So, Miss Formy's got water.
Worder.
What is Cletus saying? When you go G.
I'm trying to tap it out. Sorry. I'm typing it on there.
You tip it tapping? Tip it tap it tipping. Okay. Anyway, so Cletus, what you got?
Water today.
Oh, damn, it's 2 on the water category. We got 2 healthy people, healthy drinkers.
Got some high quality H2O up in here.
Oh, we got 3 now. Is that what you
Oh
got too?
my gosh.
Do you have water too? Biggie?
No.
No. Oh. You drinking air tonight again?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am.
Oh. It's not going to hydrate you very much there, buddy.
Hey, there's water in air. It's called humidity.
Yeah, but do you realize how
And
much
there's
you would
none
have-
of it here right
you know
now.
how much air you would have to drink to get anything out of that? My God,
Good
Pilot
point.
is drinking something new. His traditional ice house.
That's new.
Well, yeah, I think that's him being a smartass.
Oh,
I had to
yeah,
explain that
probably.
to you.
Yeah, something new. He's probably drinking out of a can tonight instead of a bottle or his keg.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know why. I just get this picture of him
Oh, there you go.
with like his
Cletus.
own home tap system set up, and he's got his easy chair with the refrigerator behind him. So when he wants a drink, all he does is mouth.
But we lost that bit, or at least I did.
Yeah.
All he has to do is an end mouth. There's a whole section missing. That was probably the important punchline.
Most likely.
God damn! Somebody the freaking internet censored freaking Chris.
Anyway, you see my offer on the screen there.
I did
went
see
ahead
that.
and
I
wrote
was
it
about
out.
ready to say something, but I had to wait for everybody to stop talking.
I figured so. But yeah, if you want to announce that, I will
Balancing
definitely hold my
service.
end up on it.
For everybody, the whole whopping 7 people in our chat room right now, when we get to 2,000 subs, Cletus will buy some merch. Who knows what it will be, but it'll be merch. And then he will buy 2 random subscribers merch as well. That's a pretty big bite. What if they want like a banner or something? They're like freaking $60.
Well, it'll be what I buy for them.
Okay. So you're just gonna pick something.
Yeah. What I'll do is you'll pull it out of your subscribers, and they can get in contact with you, and I will just send you the money for you to do it.
No, you can just buy it off and send it to them.
You can do that too. We could do that too.
We lost Chris. By the way, that was
Yeah,
one
he
clue as to
disappeared.
what I'm drinking. So you guys have 3 minutes to figure out what I was drinking. So
I didn't see it this time. I wasn't looking.
oh, see, we're paying attention. Can't capitalize on that. So what's in my cup? That is the question of the day. We need Chris back because we were just about ready to go on to the next section, which we need Chris for. Hopefully, we don't have stinky teeth again this week.
Until he gets back, we could talk about the weekend of car repairs for you guys.
That if we get into that subject, Chris will never get to his truck subject.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one's an extensive list. Oh, there he is. He's back. Are you back, Chris?
If at first you don't succeed, fall out of the boat again.
Well,
There you
hopefully
go.
you can swim if you decide to do that. Or at least have your boat on dry land before you fall out of it.
Hell, I'm more energetic than that. If you're going to fall out of the boat, the least you can do is get wet.
Well, yeah.
Put your life jacket on, people. Put your life jacket on.
Oh, don't need any repeats.
Then
Okay.
jump out.
So, we're on to your favorite part of the night here, Chris. It's all about.
So
Chris
it's
Cup. What's in the? Oh
the-
no,
the
wait,
Chris Cup.
we forgot.
I don't know if I can get it in here. There we go.
You got a pilot?
The pilot house of
Coffee.
dark roast.
Pilots better watch out, man. You're drinking its kind.
Hey, look. Just in pilot's honor, I found a cup that said pilot tonight for coffee.
Better watch it, man. He's drinking some of your kind. Oh, jeez. Anywho. Okay, so we got pilot coffee. Anything else, Chris, or you reached the bottom of the barrel that quickly?
yeah.
Or did we lose Chris?
Sound like he dropped out again.
Yeah, I don't see his picture's not moving. Darn it!
Dang.
I think everybody needs. I think this freaking show needs a glass of water, man. It's acting a little dehydrated tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
You know what it is? It's the first time I've worn a hat in a stream, and I don't know how long.
It has to be.
It's because my hair's been growing out, and it's just the sides are all poofy, and I look like I stuck my freaking finger in a light socket. I haven't cut it. But anyway, all right. Well, Chris has decided to pop out again. His coffee was not strong enough, apparently. Pilot, your coffee needs to be stronger. All right, let's do this one. Oh, it didn't click on it. There we go. There we go. What's in the? No, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's the right one.
Misfire.
I've been misfired all freaking night, apparently. Wow, I've not had this bad of a stream, and I don't know how long. Oh, I always clicked the delete button. Don't want to do that. Next thing you know, we'll all be deleted.
Doo-doo.
Anywho. So we start with big. You know what? We'll start with Cletus. You gotta have a. I know you said you didn't have car issues this weekend, but you have a whole week. So anything interesting since the last time we've met up?
Well, I actually have another video dropping tomorrow about the fixing or repairing the seats on an Impala.
Repairing as in like upholstery or mechanical issues?
No. The electric seat for the driver's seat didn't want to work. And I took it apart. The motors were working, but the actuator part wasn't. The little springs, I think I talked about it before.
Yeah.
So I went and I replaced all the seats out of a 2013 Impala, which built right up. And then today, or yesterday actually, no, hold on. Yeah, it was yesterday actually. I was in it to move it around, and the seats, one of the buttons were sticking. So I ordered a new button for the new electric seat there.
There you go. That's not too big of a problem.
No, not too bad.
Simple fix. We all like the little simple fixes. It makes the freaking big headache ones, a little bit less of a pain in the ass. All right, Biggie. We can talk for a while. Should we talk about mine or yours? Because yours might take a while.
Do yours first.
Okay. So I think we talked about a little bit last week that we had a little bit of a wobble at, like, let's say, highway cruising speed in Mexico. So when you get up to a decent Mexican highway speed, you can feel it in the floorboards, you can feel it in the steering wheel. A little bit of a kind of felt like like after you hit a rock with your lawnmower, and the blade's a little bit of wobbly, and you're trying to cut the lawn, and by the time you're done cutting the lawn, your hands are numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Did you have some good noise with it too?
No noise, just wobble.
Oh.
But anyway, so I've had this wobble for a little while, and then about a week or so ago, it got worse. And so I thought whatever it was had finally given up the ghost, and really got worse. I didn't remember that it got worse after I hit a pothole. It wasn't even a pothole. It was an area where they were doing construction, and it was like new finished road, and then there was a spot that was lower, and then the old road.
And oh my god!
I hit it. It was coming up onto an on-ramp. You can't see it from coming up the on-ramp because it was right at the top where it meets the highway again. And I didn't have anything saying that there was a bump there or a dip in the road or whatever. And I was accelerating to get up onto the highway because right there they'll run your ass over. And getting up to about 35, 45 miles an hour to get up onto the highway and hit it. Bam!
Jeez.
And everything felt okay afterwards, but so that's why I didn't realize right away about they didn't remember it. But that's got to be what it was. It's the only significant one that I've hit. Of course, it's Pennsylvania. You're going to hit potholes all over the place. But I had hit that, and I didn't think anything of it for a little while. Well, this weekend was the weekend that we had planned to go over the cars and fix some things. I needed to replace a headlight in the Kia Soul, which is another story. So I had to replace the headlight in the Kia Soul. And we also had to replace the cabin filters, which has been on my list for a long, long time. And eventually I just went out and bought them. And so I went and replaced those. They were black as can be. Remind yourself, replace your cabin filters every once in a while. Otherwise, you might as well be sticking your face directly in an ashtray. What else did we do? Jess was complaining about some brake noise in the back of the green Kia. So I did rear pads on that. And I don't know if it is something to do with these Kias, but that is the second set of rear brake pads on a Kia that had delaminated. The pad had actually separated from the backing plate.
What brand were they? Or were they the same brand?
They might be Kias. Actual Kia brand, because that car was only serviced at a Kia dealer. And when I first started working on, I don't know. I'm not sure, because I think the gray one was the first one we had it on, and now the green one. But yeah, the one had delaminated, and the thing is both of those pads on both sides, they were nowhere near. They were, probably a half to 2/3 worn.
Well, yeah, you don't use much of your back brakes, so that
Right,
makes sense.
but it was making brake noise. We thought that it was on the squealer. That's what I was
Sure.
expecting. I was expecting it to be down on the squealer.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking it was the dust shield or the whatever plate that's behind it might have been rubbing on the rotor a little bit.
That
I
happens.
think that's what might have been it. But I replaced all the pads anyway. Put new ceramic pads on it. Greased up the surfaces and all that stuff so that way they work good. And sent that car down on its way. Went to go underneath the front of the gray car to see if I can figure out what the shake is. Now I was thinking axle shaft. I was thinking wheel bearing or tie rods.
Sure.
Or a tire that had a band broken in it or something like that as well. There's obviously definitely something rotational-ish because it increased with speed. So climbed underneath of it, and I did the passenger side first, lifted up the car, and I went to go on the inside and had her do the whole stick the pry bar underneath the wheel, shake it up and down to see if it was a ball joint, and then to do side by side to see if it was anything else. And that side didn't move. But as soon as I crawled under the car to look underneath and I put the flashlight across, the inner wall of the tire was showing cords.
Ooh.
So I mean, I knew that the outside, I knew that they were close, but I didn't realize it was like cord close. Because the outside didn't look that bad. It was definitely worn. You can see it's worn on both of the edges, which is normally points to tie rods.
Sure.
Tie rods or a underinflated tire. Either one can cause that.
It was in on both tires, though. It's probably tie rods. But.
Right. And it was on both. So we get over to the driver's side. Now that one was not as bad as far as the tire is concerned. And if it is a tie rod pilot, an alignment will do nothing for it. You can align that car all you want. If it's a tie rod, your tires are still going to wear funny. But anyway, so went over to the other side, and as soon as I stuck my hand on the tire to pull myself under the car so I could look on the backside, my hand caught some fucking weird thing on the side of the tire, and I slid my hand back, and my hands went into the tire. I had a big old gash on the inner sidewall of the tire, right where the tread is, enough that I could stick my hand behind the tread and actually have a nice handhold there.
And it was still holding air?
It was still holding air. I sent pictures. I didn't send them to you because you're not in the main chat, but I did send pictures.
What brand tires were them?
These were, I don't know what they were, but no, I guarantee you this is from when I hit that construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds like a good brand of tires, though. Holding up pretty good.
Yeah. I think when I hit that thing, it caused it to split. Lucky it didn't. It could have failed right there.
That should have made you a good YouTube video right there. Now, that 10-minute inspection would have took you 2 hours, but
yeah, well, no, I haven't recorded anything. I just needed to get something done. I needed to get it done. It's just I was dealing with a headache at the time. Was not in the mood to start recording anything. What I'll probably end up doing though is go back and recording the cabin filter one, and I'll probably end up doing the tie rods. But other than that, that was just quick running underneath looking for what it was. But then again, I had her do the test, and you can see the tie rod on the driver's side was moving ever so slightly. So most likely it's that tie rod. So I ordered both tie rods because we all know normally when something on one side of the car goes, the other side's not far behind. So it's just for me, it's best process. Whatever you do on the driver's side, you do on the passenger side, and vice versa. If one goes, you do both.
Oh yeah, that's the way we do it here.
Yeah. So there's no point in putting a brand new tie rod on the driver's side because, like I said, 2 months down the road, the passenger one's going to go.
Do you always replace your whole tie rod assemblies, or you just do the ends?
I'm going to find that out as soon as I go pull the other ones, because when I pull that out, I'll test the inner one.
See what kind of play you get.
Yeah, I'm not made of money.
Yeah, right.
So
Well, the good thing about them is the Kia Souls, the parts are really cheap on eBay and Rock Auto.
Yeah, that's where I got
Ones
them.
I
I got the
anyway.
Moog ones off of Rock Auto.
Mm-hmm. Good brand.
That's normally what I go with if I go aftermarket is Moog. That's what I run. That's all the suspension components on the truck are all Moog. Everything that I've replaced is Moog. The universal joints, the wheel bearings, everything is Moog.
So you're going to do the repairs yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I always do.
Do you do the alignment yourself and then take it and get it laser aligned, or you just do?
If you are the good thing about when you are doing tie rods, as long as the tie rods are the same length of the ones you took off, the good thing is you can count. If you count threads, you can pretty damn near get it exactly to where it was. Now,
yeah, the brand will be off a little bit because it's different brands.
Yeah,
it'll be pretty
if
close.
the length is different, then you gotta adjust for that. But the other good thing that you do is what I do is I'll turn the steering wheel all the way to one way, all the way to lock. So normally out. I don't normally do it where it's straight. So I'll turn it all the way to lock. Okay. And I'll take the tie rod, because you gotta get the hammer in there to drop the tie rod.
Yep.
So I like having that space to work with. So if you do it that way, you can count it in and then test fit it up in. You'll know if you're close, because your wheel can't go any further.
Got to reach, right?
Right. So you know you're going to be close. So that way I know that I'm pretty damn near spot on. Now, do I know how to do it myself with string? Yeah, I know how to do it with a string. I've done.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
The truck I did with the string. Because we replaced everything in the front of the truck. Pitman arm, everything. Pitman arm, center link.
Kind of have to with them old Dodges, especially when we put big tires on it.
Oh yeah. Actually, Pilot, you don't need a pickle fork all the time. Sometimes just a good whack on the knuckle with a hammer will drop the tire rod.
Just leave the castle nut on and just
castle nut on.
Give it a good whack, and sometimes it'll come up. Now, the older cars, like my Nova, can't do that. You have to use a pickle fork.
Well, the good thing, even on the newer cars, if you take that pickle fork, just tap it a little bit, it'll pop right out.
Oh, yeah.
But it's much easier just to leave the castle
nut
on.
I have pickle fork, obviously, because I have the older cars.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a pneumatic pickle fork.
No, I don't have a pneumatic one.
Chris just sneezed like a cat.
You're welcome.
He's passing that Corona on.
Speaking of cats,
but yeah,
behind me.
the newer, a lot of the newer stuff, you don't always need to use a pickle fork for at least the outer ones. The other thing is I didn't really want to have to do the inner ones unless I have to, because you got to get that freaking special tool. I mean, you can get under, if you had a lift, you can get under there with a wrench and get those nuts off. But me trying to get a big ass freaking wrench underneath of that car when it's only on a jack on the street isn't going to be fun, because I probably won't do that at the shop, because it's just easier to just walk out on my street isn't busy, so I'll just walk out there real quick and go do it. It ain't going to take me nothing but a thing to get those freaking tie rod ends off and the new ones back on.
Right.
5-10 minutes per side after you take the wheel off. But yeah, I mean, they're not hard to do. The inner ones aren't even hard to do either. It's just getting that tool.
What? And I'm trying to think. Right? Are you sure you need the tool on the Kia?
Yeah,
I was thinking they just pop in, but I don't remember.
I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you do. The ones that I've seen the videos for the Kias, it's you use the tool.
Okay.
They spin on.
Right. Gotcha.
So I think most of the newer cars spin on. So I don't know.
I don't remember what I was working on last, but it just popped in. But I think it was my truck, so I don't remember. But
my truck has solid ones all the way across, so it doesn't have a steering rack.
Oh, nice.
The truck has the old school steering box with a Pitman arm.
Yeah.
Same with
Well,
the
this
Nova MTA.
the O2 F-150 I'm talking about has all that too, but it also has a it has that pop-in inner tie rod. So
Oh,
it's a little different.
Does it go into a steering rack or
It does some type of rack. It's not. I don't know if it's a steering rack. I would have to.
maybe steering assist?
I'm trying to remember. It's been a little while. So yeah, maybe it is like electronic
Because a
steering.
lot of
assist.
Fords have those electronic steering assists.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is. It might be what it is.
Yeah, gone are the days of the the freaking actual
Hydraulic
Right.
power steering.
hydraulic power steering box with a freaking where as soon as your wheel catches into a rut in the road, it just follows it all the way down.
That's the fun driving.
Yeah, new cars don't do that much. Steering racks are. I know that when I redo the Nova, if I've changed the Nova over to a tubular front suspension, it'll get a steering rack.
So, are you going to do any videos on your repairs you're doing, or are you just trying to get it done?
Well, the thing is, it depends on when it is because it's going to be in the middle of the week,
Sure.
and we're planning on going on vacation in 2 weeks.
Big
So
money.
it depends. It depends on whether or not, and yeah, I mean, there's normally when I do a video with stuff like that, it's when there's not a whole lot of competition already for that video, and
Sure.
I looked up Kia and tie rod end, and it was just. It was,
Oh wow.
It was just there's so much competition for that video.
Okay.
Though my dishwasher video has made its first $1.
Ooh,
Cool.
boy.
Like $1.
Money.
It's all uphill from here.
It has like 140 views.
Not bad.
No,
Not
it's
terrible.
not bad. It's like a penny a view. It's definitely not bad. Though
cigar time.
what?
I said, woohoo, cigar time.
Right. Though my CPM is pushing $9, so.
Well, I don't know about a cigar time. You'd have to settle for like a black and mild or something, maybe
I
made
don't
$1.
smoke anything, so the only thing I smoke is
Well,
rubber.
I mean, it's a small celebration. I know we're not at
Yeah,
the end of time, but what the hell? It's for the moment, right?
All right.
Especially
That dollar
given
up
how
to
this year's been.
It's been
Any
I
small
can't
success is huge.
yeah, I can't save my first $1 from YouTube because geez, it was 5 years after that I actually earned the $1 that I actually got the $1. Because it took me another 4 years to collect the rest of the $100 to get the first $1 in the mail.
Well, mine was like, it was like $86, and then they changed the rules, so that money just went away.
No, it's still there.
Oh, is it? Okay, great.
As long as you have your AdSense account.
Yep.
As long as you still have it, it's still there.
So
you
whenever
just
it
have
hits
to wait
100,
for the other 20 some, almost $20 to tip it over the $100 mark to get it.
I'm gonna hit that 1,000 subscribers to start that. But awesome,
Right.
that's good to know.
Yeah, it doesn't go away as long as you have your AdSense account and it's still active. In fact, you can use that AdSense account on if you have any type of web page.
Okay.
So, like, say you have web page that gets traffic. As long as you use that AdSense account to put the ads on that web page, you'll get revenue from it.
Nice. I'll have to look into it.
So it's not just YouTube. AdSense is for anything that Google puts ads in.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's a multimedia platform.
do a little bit of searching and see what you come up with. But yeah, if you have any page that you can put code in for ads, like the little banners and stuff, then you can collect ad revenue from them.
Well, I'm about to start a whole series almost on the Kia Soul. So
there you go.
maybe I'll get into the back brakes thing, and if I pull mine off and they're like that, I'll let you know.
Alrighty. Oh, so yeah, there was that. So I got to do I ordered both the tie rod and sell. The big box stores, Advance Auto, AutoZone, they wanted like $40 to $50 per tie rod end.
That's crazy.
Oh
And
yeah.
that wasn't even for like the Moog ones. The Moog ones were like 60. That was just for their like whatever brand. And I'm like, no, I mean,
Off-brand, generic, in-house.
I'm not paying, $40 for a hunk of metal that's, So I went to Rock Auto, and this is not sponsored by Rock Auto in any way because I could have gone to Parts Geek or any of the other ones.
Sure.
I just want my freaking little car magnet.
Yeah, right. You'll get it. It's going to be some dumb car.
I know. I've had some pretty cool cars. I got a lot of good ones. I got Chevelles and Mustangs and El Caminos and all kinds of good stuff. I mean, yeah, I've got some weird ones that are like the Pontiac Grand Prix and shit like that. But yeah, also
I've got like a Toyota. I've got a bunch of them, but I got like a Toyota Corolla and some. I'm like, man, who wants these?
The Prius all right as long as it's a GTP.
What did I have? I had that gray one for a little while. What the fuck was it? I sold it to my landlord right before my landlord screwed me over. But it had rust in the bottom behind the door, and so I was like, and it was smoking. So I was like, I'm not dealing with finding out why this thing's smoking, and it's got rust, and it's a newer car, and I'm not dealing with rust in a newer car.
Supercharged?
No, might have been. I don't know what it was. It was gray, silver.
You didn't get under the hood much, did you?
No, I only had the car for not long. I bought that car. I got that car when I traded for the green truck. I traded the green truck with a broken transmission for this car, an air compressor, and what else did I get? An air compressor and a welder.
Mm-hmm.
Sold the car for $950. Air compressor broke. I broke it. It probably worked when I got it, but I broke it. It fell over in the back of the truck and knocked off the regulator. Snapped it off at the tank. And the welder I used to make some of that stuff to fix the transmission in the brown truck. So, I don't know. It wasn't, all in all, it wasn't bad, but I mean, the gray car, I was hoping to be a daily driver, so I wasn't driving the brown truck everywhere, but when it started smoking on startup and stuff, I was like, no, I'm not playing with it. Offload it as quickly as I can. So, yeah, I offloaded it. But yeah, it didn't hang around too long. Yeah, Pilot, it doesn't matter how many subs you have because YouTube doesn't pay you for subs. It pays you for watch time. But anyway, so we had that, and then that was bought the tie rod ends off of Rock Auto. They should be here Tuesday. I think they should be here Tuesday, so I'll replace those and see if I still have my wobble. If I do, it's definitely on the driver's side, and it'll be the inner one at that point. Because the passenger side didn't move at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I don't know if that makes much sense, because if both tires are worn, it should be on both sides. It's not like my old school where you have the box and both wheels are connected together because you have the center link.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm replacing both sides anyway, so don't care.
Yeah.
Might as well.
You're gonna get the one. I'm sure they have a Zerk fitting in them, right? They're not sealed.
Well, I don't even know. I didn't bother. It's Moog.
Didn't
I'm
care.
sure it does.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes a good product.
But then again, unless they're gonna last like 4 or 5 years, a sealed unit will handle just fine. You don't
think they'll last 4 or 5 years?
With the amount of miles I put on that car.
Wow.
They should, but the thing is, like I said, you're more likely to end up with problems with a Zerk fitting with not keeping them greased than you would with a sealed unit.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're more likely going to, because most people won't keep up greasing a Zerk fitting one. And then they
Gotcha.
will have problems. They will fail early.
Or they'll take it to Walmart, get the oil change, and pay for it to get greased, and then they
And then
don't
they
grease
never
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another issue that I had this weekend. So anyway, so we went from that to got those done. Went to the headlights. You remember a while ago that I bitched that we took the gray car to go get it inspected, and I always run Sylvania headlights in all my cars.
Okay.
Again, not sponsored, just I like their headlights.
Brand you prefer, sure.
Right. And I always get either, like, normally I was getting the orange pack, which is the brightest.
Mm-hmm.
Normally run those, but these Kias burn those out so fast.
Hmm.
And apparently it's because Kia uses a different amperage system. There's a little slightly, they're amped a
Well, they're
little
on.
slightly higher than the American standard.
I don't know if it matters. They measure theirs in milliamps, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Theirs tend to run a little bit higher than standard American cars.
Okay.
So they would blow out of those headlights almost within a year.
Dang.
Like, constantly. And they're expensive. They're like $70
Yeah.
for two.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just the bulb. It's not like like my Nova and stuff where you bought the whole bulb. And
Right.
you had a big bulb. And even those, the brightest ones were only like $20-$30 a piece. But when you're replacing 4 of them, like on this thing, that gets expensive too.
Yeah.
But so I was getting the next the one that the first white level one where it's just a whiter light, because my eyesight in the dark is not the greatest, so I like to see more than a standard halogen. So I ran those, and we got the car back from getting inspected, and it was a couple days after that I started driving the car, because Jess normally drove the gray one, so I didn't notice anything different right away. It's a couple weeks later, and I'm like, why do these headlights look so dim? We just put in those blue ones, not the blue ones, but the white ones.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's gotta be, and I'm like, I went and I'm like, they had to have switched the bulbs. And well, I went and the one finally went. So it hasn't even been a year since the car was inspected. And the one bulb already went.
Hmm.
So I went and pulled the bulb out, and I looked at it, and yep, sure enough, it's some off-brand, like Halo light or Hello light. It's not even a brand I've
wow.
ever heard.
One of the
Heard of.
eBay brands.
And yeah, and well, it's probably not an eBay brand. It's probably just a brand that the basic stock brand of whatever parts supplier they get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The quick call me up, hey, I need this, and it drops it off at the shop kind of part.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was not a Sylvania, which is all I run in those. So yeah, they replaced a headlight in that car. So somebody snagged off a brand new set of Sylvanias and stuck these in it while it went to go get inspected. Remember, it was the same time that they wanted to charge me what was that, $600-$700 to do front brakes on that car for just pads.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's when it was done. So that wasn't that long ago. It was only what, 5-6 months ago.
Something like that.
Ago, and that headlight already blew.
Wow.
So yeah, I went and I put Sylvanias in it again. But yeah, it was just confirmation that there's some some no-name brand that I've ever heard of headlight, and I know that I just replaced those not long ago. So yeah, it was annoying. If you're gonna say, all right, a headlight's out, either replace it with what the customer had in it originally, or ask them if what they want in it. Don't just replace it with whatever and then charge them for it.
Mm-hmm.
You ever thought about going with HID?
Not in the Kias.
Yeah.
Number one, the green Kia is a pain in the ass because it's got a proprietary H11B
Oh boy.
headlight connector.
What year is it?
2012.
Okay.
They went with a new headlight style for that year.
Nice.
And trying to find headlights for that car is a pain in the ass. And they're more expensive than the, 9003 that's in the...
That's a weird bulb too.
No, it's the standard. It's actually the standard 3-pin bulb.
Yeah.
With the...
Well, most small cars have what, 9006, 9005, something like that.
I don't know. It's the same. It's actually the same connector that runs on both my TA and the
Nova?
the Nova. It's
Wow.
the same. It's the same plug connector.
Nice.
The 3-pin. Obviously completely different bulb, but it's also got that stupid freaking metal clip that bends down and you got to clip it in. I hate those.
Oh yeah.
I hate them. I hate them with a
Yep.
passion. But I'm just lucky it's not the one with the two separate, the separate male female leads that you have to plug individually, because those ones suck.
Yeah.
The Halo, the aftermarket Halo whatever lights that were on my green truck had those, and they were a bitch. I hated them with a passion. But yeah, so to replace the headlights. But yeah, the other fun thing was trying to get tires today. We had picked up these General
Grabbers.
No, they weren't grabbers. They were General. What are they? I have them on here. But the Walmart sells them. They were like $50 when we picked them up for the green car.
It's not a bad price, $50 a piece.
These were a little bit more expensive when I bought them this time. They are General Exclaim HPXs.
Okay.
But they were like $70 now when I
You
bought
were in
them for this one.
17s?
Yeah, 16s. They're
16s?
T05 55 R16s. And luckily both the Kias run the same size tire. So went to the Lee Heighton Walmart where we normally go. Actually, I called them this morning. I waited 45 minutes on hold to get a hold of the tire and lube place this morning. Finally got a hold of them for them to tell me, yes, we have them in stock. Yes, we have more than 2 of them. Drive the 30 minutes out to the Walmart. Stand in line at the counter for 30 minutes waiting to get up to the counter.
And they don't have them.
Well, hold on. Yeah, it gets better. So there's this dude that's at the counter. He takes my information from my car and all this other stuff. Walks out to this car, spends 10 minutes walking around my car, checking the tires and doing some stupid diddly shit. Comes back in, then finally asks me what the tires were that I wanted. Right? Looks up the tires, tells me, oh, I only have one. I'm like, I just called here this morning and they said they had several of them. And the thing is you couldn't have just asked me what tires I was looking for and looked them up first before doing all this other piddly shit? Because if you would have told me you only had one tire, I could have been on my way. You wasted 20 minutes of my time, well, 30 minutes at that point, not including the time I spent standing in line, for you not to be able to help me anyway. So,
in our area, the maintenance bar is still closed.
Oh, the one store is still closed, but this was Lee Heighton. So then we started walking around doing shopping in the Walmart, and I'm on the phone trying to get a hold of the hometown Walmart, which is the next closest one. It's actually closer to our house, but we didn't realize that this one had a tire center until it's all the way around back, and I didn't pay attention. So I called them up, and they're like, yeah, we got 3 of them in stock, but we only have 1 tech in today, so we can't do any work. Really? I've never been to a shop where you can only do work if you have 1 tech. You can't do work if you have 1 tech. Every other shop, do your thing. You go out, go get your vehicle pulled in, do your work, pull it out, whatever. You just don't get as much done. Hey, Grim. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, fine. Let me call another place. So we called another one. We called the one up in Hazleton, which is another like 20, 30 minutes past the hometown one. Called them up. They said they don't have any. So I was about ready to call. And the thing is getting a hold of the Walmart one took me the whole time we were at Walmart. And we walked all the way around the Walmart like twice. The big Walmart. Shopping for stuff. So it wasn't like we just walked around. We went and did our whole freaking shopping. So by the time I got a hold of the Hazleton one, and they told me they didn't have any, and I started calling the other one, and it was just ringing and ringing and ringing. I'm like, screw this shit. Like, we'll go to Walmart. We'll go to the hometown one. We'll pick up 2 of the tires that they have, right? And then we'll take it up to the Hazleton Walmart and get them put on, right? So I go there, go buy the 2 that they had at the one, throw them in the back of the car, and remember, I still have that gash in the one tire, and the other one's on cord. So I'm like, and I had to go on the highway because between hometown and the and Hazleton is a highway. You have to go on the highway.
Unless you're a mountain goat.
Well, yeah. So anyway, I get up to the Hazleton one. Here, the Hazleton Walmart's Oil and Lube Center is still closed due to Corona, but the other ones are open. The only thing that they were doing was warranty work. So I'm like, fuck. And I'm sitting here. It's now like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I travel an hour back and forth to work every day. Now knowing that tire has that, like, obviously I've been probably driving on that tire for a little while with that gash in it, not knowing it. But now that I know it's there, that's a different thing. Because now it's like, well, when is it going to let go? Now it's a ticking time bomb. Before it was a ticking time bomb that I didn't know. Now it's a ticking time bomb. I know it's there. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, let me find a shop. And we ended up taking it to the shop that we got the green car inspected at last. And yeah, they had it replaced in 20 minutes. Both of them. Done.
Wow.
Outdoor.
Legendary.
So yeah, that was a whole most of the day today was just freaking trying to get these 2 tires replaced from like noon this afternoon until 5. 5 hours to replace 2 tires.
Damn.
It was so annoying. And I cannot believe how long Walmart will let you sit on hold. That was... The customer service is just horrible. I mean, I know Walmart is convenient, but even shopping... I'm like, I told Jess the other day, I'm like, you know what? I want to start shopping in a different freaking store. Because, okay, so they have that whole grocery section in Walmart, right?
Yeah.
They only have 2 aisles devoted to actual freaking meals.
Oh.
Okay, you have the frozen section. I don't really consider that. That's, but like for if you go to a regular grocery store, you have like the whole section for like box goods, you have a whole section for like pastas and spaghetti, you have a whole aisle for vegetable canned goods, a whole aisle for fruit canned goods. Then you have like a baking section. They all have like separate aisles in like a big grocery store.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to figure out why I've been so bored with food recently. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, they literally have every single like food section for making dinners squeezed into 2 aisles. There's only, and the thing is they don't have they have if you get like the sides, they have like 3 or 4 different sides and that's it. I'm wondering why I'm like so bored. Because they have no variety. They have nothing.
Yeah.
They stock a whole bunch, and this is something that I've known about Walmart for a long time. The way they make their money is they stock a whole lot of a very few things. Whereas most grocery stores have a large variety of things and may not have a whole bunch of them, but they have a large selection of things. And this is a trend that I've seen with a lot of stores recently, is that they're going more towards we're only going to give you a few selection of things, but we're going to have a lot of them. Which means it cuts down on cost because they can buy in bigger bulk, right?
Yeah.
And they just don't give you a whole lot of choice.
Well, I guess in this area it's different. Of course, where I live is the 4th Walmart ever. and it's big. They have everything.
Well, they have everything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying they don't have everything. But the thing is what they have a limited selection of different things of those things. So like they'll have all your basic needs, but they won't have they won't have more than 4 or 5 selections of those things.
And they don't have the cards up front where you can go fill out and ask the store manager to carry
That's
certain
not the
things
point.
for you.
I shouldn't have to go. I should not. When I go to a grocery store looking for groceries, I'm not going to be looking. I don't want to fill out a card and wait for them to start stocking that thing.
Right.
You go to a store because when you're looking for foods to make for dinners, you're going up and down the aisles and you're trying to find something that speaks to you.
Do you guys have HEB or Kroger?
No, none of those are around here. We
Wow.
have Boyers, we have Redners, which are local. Those are local,
Mom,
family owned big stores. Like Redners is big here, but
What
it's
about
still
Piggly
family
Wiggly?
owned. Huh? No Piggly Wigglies.
Well, y'all ain't got nothing up there.
No. Well, Walmart's chased just about everything out. You got to understand, like Walmart chased out all of the big grocery stores.
As they
I know
do.
what you mean.
I mean,
Walmart started in Arkansas.
Walmart has killed Kmart. Walmart has killed. I can't tell you how many stores that I remember from the '90s that no longer exist after Walmart came into our area. Because
Hardware
again,
stores,
it's that whole thing.
all
They
around
chase out the
stores.
stores because when they first came out, their prices were so low that the other stores couldn't compete. But now that those other stores are gone,
Right. Now they can raise their
now
prices.
now Walmart's customer service sucks. Their prices have gone back up. Their selection has gone to just about nil. I mean, they used to
pay that.
have a wall of T-shirts in the men's section. They had like a wall with
Yeah.
a bunch of boxes in it. They don't
Yep.
have that anymore.
Really?
They had 6 shirts out that were printed. I think they had a Yoda one. They had a Star Wars one. Not a Yoda. A Star Wars one with the baby Yoda. They had a. I'll have to take a picture of it the next time I'm out there. But yeah, they
Is
had
it
like
all the
6
Walmarts
shirts.
in the area or just the one?
All of them.
Wow.
So shopping at
that wouldn't
Walmart
fly
for a
around
guy
here.
absolutely sucks now because like if you don't want like they have like collared shirts and stuff, like if you don't want this very specific genre that they're going for at that you're screwed. And this is, like I said, again, it's a trend that I've seen is let's only give you a few options because you're gonna buy it because that's all you got.
Right. That's what you have.
Right. So they're guaranteed to make a sale, but everybody ends up looking exactly the same because you have all these
That's
guys in this
crazy.
area and they have like 6 shirts to choose from if they wanted a print T-shirt from this store. I remember way back when I used to shop at not Old Navy, Kohl's, because Kohl's used to have an awesome selection of printed shirts, almost everything, all kinds of stuff. And even them, the same thing. They have gone to the point to where you could even when Walmart still had their wall of shirts up, you could go to Walmart, look at their shirts, go to Kohl's. Now, that's not Kohl's when I first started shopping at Kohl's, but Kohl's, I would say 6 years ago, Kohl's, not 10 years ago, Kohl's. But you go to them recently, and it would be the same shirts that Walmart had, different tag and a different color shirt, same print. So what this is telling me is there's like very few companies that are actually manufacturing these shirts for all of these stores.
What about Target?
Target's the same way. They'll have like almost the same shirts. It's weird. Like I said, they used to be you could go to a different store and they'd have a different selection of stuff. And now it seems like a lot of them all have the same stuff.
So I take it you're not signing up for Walmart Plus.
No, I don't. I won't sign up to anything to support Walmart anymore than I do. I mean, they basically have my business only because that's all there is in this area.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what Walmart Plus is, right?
I'd have to go all the way up to Wilkes-Barre, which is an hour away, which is where I work, to find a Target or a Kohl's or You know,
That's
any of
crazy. How many people? How many people are in your town? Your city?
that. I don't live in a city. I live in the coal
Oh.
regions. It's a bunch of little tiny towns dotted all over the mountains. Ask Chris. He's
So
been
that's
up
what
there.
it is.
8,000 people in an area would be huge.
Yeah.
That's why.
Now,
My
if you
town's up
count
about 5,500.
if you count the whole region as a whole, you're probably talking
No,
300,000.
As soon as you include Hazleton or Wilkesboro, you know,
The-
like those are the two biggest ones around here. And then the next thing you got Allentown, which is huge, but that's an hour away. Reading is an hour away. That's another big city-ish city. I still consider it small compared to like Philly and places where I grew up near. You got Harrisburg, which is about an hour and a half away, which is the capital of Pennsylvania.
Which is only huge because it is a capital.
Yeah. But yeah, Lancaster, which is the next big one, that's probably about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from where I'm at. But yeah, other than that, it's all just small little towns dotted all over the place.
That would be like why your selection's so low. Because in my town alone, which we have, I think we got about 60,000 people now. We have 3 WalMarts, a Target, a Kohl's.
Oh, we have Walmart.
We have all kinds of stores.
We have Walmart's galore.
Yeah.
I got a Walmart 20 minutes from my house. I got a Walmart 25 minutes from my house in another direction. I got a Walmart 35 miles. I mean, not 35 miles, 35 minutes. If I were to go past the one Walmart, another 10, 15 minutes up the road is another Walmart. The Walmart in Pottsville is about 35 minutes away. There's Walmarts everywhere.
Man,
But the
Walmart
problem
blows
is,
Pennsylvania.
that's all you have.
They
You
don't
have
compete with
Walmarts,
each
and then
other?
you have the small, like the Boyers and stuff. But as far as like stores that you can pick up, like electronics and clothing and stuff, they've chased all of those multiple whatever stores out.
Yeah.
You only have.
Who'd ever thought that Radio Shack would have went out of business?
Yep, Radio Shacks are gone.
I don't think I've ever bought anything at Radio Shack.
I used to go to Radio Shack all the time because you could get the little bits and pieces of things.
Well, we have a Best Buy and we had a.
You can't. The thing is, Best Buy is all new products. Radio Shack was where you went to fix something you've already had.
Oh.
So, like, let's say the charger port broke out of your
resistors.
Yeah, like let's say, yeah, you can pick up all the little components that go into circuit boards. You could pick all that stuff up there.
Back when you used to be able to work on them.
LEDs. You could pick all of that stuff up.
So now eBay has replaced that.
Yeah, but the problem is that the thing is eBay. You have to hope that the picture that they're showing up on the thing is what you wanted, and you also have to buy it normally and
the information.
You can't buy just one of them. Whereas you could take the part that you had that was broken. Let's say you had the circuit board with you, and you know the burnt out part that you needed because it's right there on the circuit board. You could take that to the freaking Radio Shack, and even if you didn't know exactly which one you needed, the dude at the Radio Shack counter knew what it did, and he would take you back there to the pick apart like you would like a pick apart bolt. They'd have a pick apart electronic parts, and he'd pick out the exact one. You paid like 10 cents for it. Nice. And instead of waiting 2 or 3 days to fix the thing you needed, you had it fixed by the afternoon.
Well, do you think that went out because of eBay, or do you think that went out because of
the way that
products are so cheap that it's cheaper just to replace stuff?
That's it. It's a bunch of things. It's the fact that we're no longer a society that fixes things. We are now we are a throwaway society that will go buy something new, not even because it's broken. Mm-hmm. But just to buy something new.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think a 55-inch smart TV now is what, $600, $500?
But the thing is like somebody like other than me, I have a 55-inch downstairs. It's an Emerson, which was sold by Walmart. It's probably a good. I would say it's almost 8 years old now.
Has to be. Emerson went out. Yeah, that's an old brand now. They didn't make it anymore.
I guarantee you. Even though my TV works just like it did when I first got it, the average person would have went out and bought a new one already.
Sure.
Because they wanted some new feature that they have on. Because that's the way today's society is. We don't buy things when they break or fix them when they break. We go buy new things just to go buy new things. You know, I mean, look.
I try to
is
replace my TV every
how
10
many
years.
how many I have 2 cell phones right here. They work just fine for what they do. Now, granted, are they as fast as my new phone? No. Granted, screens are a little worse for wear now than they were, but that's because I've been using them to film YouTube videos. They weren't broken when I stopped using them as phones. But you know that's what we do now. Like, you know, we go buy a new vacuum cleaner because we want a new one.
We don't want to clean
normally-
the filters.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
or it's dirty, or you know, whatever. Whereas, you know, our parents or our grandparents, they would have held on to that until it broke. Then they would try to fix it, and when they couldn't fix it, they would have went out and bought a new one.
Yeah, but that's back when the Hoover and Rainbow, and you know, you were spending $1,000 on a good vacuum cleaner. You know,
I don't know. I think my
but
mom
they lasted for years.
Yeah, I think my mom spent like $200 or $300 for a Kenmore when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now you can pick up a vacuum for like $40.
Yeah, especially like a Bissell or something cheap. You know,
Yeah.
40, $50.
Oh yeah, Zenith TVs. In fact, Zenith was out for a little while, but they were not owned by the original company anymore until the company drove the name into the ground, and they were junk. That's like a lot of things. A lot of the stuff that we remember,
RCA.
GE isn't owned by GE anymore.
I still have stock in G.
Yeah, it's not owned by GE anymore. It's owned by some freaking Japanese company. They just own the name now.
Yeah. Well, like
Frigidaire,
RCA, that's no longer.
Right.
Magnavox.
Nope, they're gone.
RCA.
Philips is still around, but Philips
Westinghouse.
is no longer owned by original company either.
Right. Well, Philips don't make TVs or anything like that anymore, or
No.
radios or.
No. Do you hear Gateway PCs are coming back?
Oh.
Why?
Because they're being sold at Walmart.
Ugh.
Now, granted,
Junk.
the thing is, no. Gateways weren't junk to begin with. Gateways were the computer to have when they were out.
I guess by the time I got a hold of them, they were.
Oh
junk.
yeah, by the time by the what is it, mid-2000s when they were going out, you know.
Mhm.
But when they were new, you know, those were the computer. They were the second best compared to the actual Intel computers.
Well, I remember back then it was, dude, you're getting a Dell. You know,
Yeah.
Dell was big time. Of course, now everybody's like, Dell's okay.
Right. Well, almost everything's okay because they're all freaking. They're all, unless you're building your own computer.
Right.
You're not getting nearly. I mean, even Mac's the worst at it because it's all freaking name.
Exactly.
They have a lot of proprietary stuff and stuff like that. They look cool and whatever, but for the performance
I'll give it
that
to Mac.
you
They
get,
have good hardware, but yeah,
for the price that you pay for the performance that you get, they're not worth it.
exactly. When it comes time to the software, it doesn't match up well, and it just
Well, it's not even software.
the
hardware.
updates update you out.
Just hardware. Okay, when you can build a computer that can spank an Apple's from just totally just spank them for a third of the cost that you can buy the Apple.
Yeah. Well, a base model Apple is what?
No, I'm
$1,000?
not necessarily even talking to base model. I'm talking about, like, say you want to buy an Apple to be able to do what I do with this computer.
Right.
You're looking at $4,000 to $5,000
Easily
to get their whatever.
Yeah.
They're top of the line.
Yeah.
Newest,
They're
best.
they're one for rendering video and 3D stuff. They're studio versions.
Well, and I'm sure they're great for about a year, and then
Well,
they're
it's
just
not even that. It's the fact how much money you end up spending on those compared to how much I built this under $2,000. You know, and you can build your own computer with the same parts. Well, comparable parts. Now, obviously, because Apple uses their own proprietary stuff, but they still use graphics cards that they still use NVIDIA graphics cards. You can pick up the same NVIDIA graphics card they throw in that Apple. You can fit it in, you can pick one up for yourself. Obviously motherboards and things like that are going to be different.
I can honestly say at this point I've seen so many
don't
Apples, I'm
use special
severely
Apple.
sauced.
They don't use special Apple CPUs.
Sauce.
So you can basically build that same computer for a fraction of the cost of buying one of theirs. It's just, it's stupid.
Well, Apple was big boy on the block, but I don't think they will be for much longer.
Miss Formie, I hate to tell you, it does not take much time to build a computer. I can build a computer in less than an hour.
Yeah.
I can build a computer, have it up and running, and installing Windows in less than an hour.
Yes, but you got to go pick your parts out.
Yeah, that's the part.
If we went and bought a
parts.
computer,
But there
you
are
go out,
places out
pick
there
the computer
that
up, plug it in, you're ready to roll.
yeah, but the problem is the parts that you're getting inside of that computer.
Sure.
I went and took pictures of the computer, the gaming computer that they have at Walmart. It is
Gaming.
Oh my god, it is absolutely. It looks like it's from It looks like it's something from the early '90s. I
Oh my
mean,
God.
it was horrible. I mean, the cooler on it was gross. There was ketchup and mustard wiring all. And if you don't know ketchup and mustard wiring, it doesn't do anything for performance. It's all look. But if you're going to have a computer that the side of the computer is glass and you can see into it, you don't want to see a bunch of wires that are red and red and yellow and different.
Why
colors.
not, man? That's cool. That's cool.
Well, if they match.
Yeah, if they match.
If they match the build, they have a graphics card in there with no. They had a graphics card in there. It didn't have a cooler on it, it just had the basic whatever, but it didn't have like a gaming cooler on it. They were running a stock cooler for the CPU, and it was an Intel build. So a stock Intel.
That's bad.
Yeah, a stock Intel CPU cooler is horrible, and they're ugly.
You'd be better off having none.
Right.
Not really.
So
but
the thing is like, if you're that was great for when you had a computer that you couldn't see inside of. But that's in behind a piece of glass that you're going to look at the whole time that you're using it. And their parts. The other thing that they do is when they're building that many of them, they're not putting parts in for performance. They're putting parts in to cut down on cost. So it's not the best parts. It's comparable parts, but not the best parts. So you're going to end up getting a lot more performance for your buck building your own than you are going out and buying. So most of the time when you go out and go buy a system, you're getting ripped off. So hard. Yep. You could easily have spent like a good $400 to $500 less building your own computer and having a better system. So, like, saving $400 and having a system that's probably a good $500 or $600 better than the system that's on the shelf.
Now, most people don't have the know-how, though.
Yeah. Like, geez, if I were to buy this computer off the shelf, first off, you probably wouldn't find anything like this computer off the shelf.
Sure.
I mean, I can find probably find a Ryzen 9 3900X and a RX 5700 XT build, but would it have 2 terabytes of storage? Would it have 32 gigs of RAM at a decent clock speed?
If you ordered it from the factory, or if you order it from the company, maybe, but it would cost you
I
a pretty
guarantee
penny.
you, if I ordered this computer from the company, it would be well over $3,000. I think Biggie could.
Oh, probably more than that.
Too.
Yeah.
We just bought a new We bought a new laptop from HP, and when you start adding in just something that's not slow, it's expensive.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention, you don't normally get a whole lot of storage with those stuffs.
No, yeah.
And so you start putting a little.
We
bit
have
of stuff
wireless
on
storage, so we're not worried about it. But yeah,
wireless storage doesn't help for programs.
Exactly.
I mean, I have a pretty decent amount of storage space on this computer.
Mm-hmm.
What, 2 terabytes, right? We had the issue a little while ago where I ended up having to reinstall Windows on this computer because something screwed up in an update. One of the Windows updates completely just crippled my computer.
Yep.
But right before it decided to cripple itself, I had I had like 7 or 8 games on this computer, I think, Biggie.
Yeah.
Not including, my stuff for doing my videos. I had used both those 1 terabyte hard drives.
Wow.
I've only had this computer for how long?
6 months.
Yeah, not long, and they were filled. So when I redid the computer, I left a bunch of stuff out that I wasn't playing all the time, and I have them in a online library. I can download them whenever I want. But since I'm not playing them right now, I didn't upload them onto the computer. Or download them onto the computer, whatever you want to call it. Pilot says there was 3 overtimes at Talladega. See, I didn't even know they were running Talladega today.
Oh, no shit.
Same thing. Just I don't pay attention to NASCAR anymore. They've unless they change a lot of things, they've killed it for me.
Why was there so many overtimes?
Crash Fest.
Really?
You know,
Before-
gone are the
before
days
point
where
five.
they just let them fucking race, right? I bet you they have
Yeah.
freaking at least one freaking competition caution of some sort. I think they do that thing where they shuffle the. Do they still do that thing where they shuffle the field up at the beginning of the race? Like
I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah, the invert they're doing based on last week's finishing position.
Yeah, I have no. They've totally gone. Like I said, gone are the days where if somebody had a good car, they had a good car. You know, now they gotta shuffle them all up so that winning car ends up in an accident because they shuffle it all the way to the back for some stupid freaking rule. Oh.
Now, the best part of the whole thing for me is Kyle Busch crashed out, and he still ain't won a race this year. So,
I don't know. Except
Awesome.
I haven't watched anything, so I have not even seen the accidents. That's how much I haven't watched NASCAR. I haven't even seen any car wreck highlights. But yeah, it's just
outside of probably the one that Ryan Newman had at Daytona in the beginning of the year that was all over the news.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I did.
Which, thank God for safety. You know, the new safety aspects for him to
Yeah,
walk out of the
no,
hospital
Oh, yeah.
3 days later.
I have no problems with them making the cars safer. Now, I think the only one that I have a problem with is the restrictor plate. Just because it ends up causing more accidents than... I mean, granted, it's probably saved lives, but at the same time, it gave, you know, when you give the cars no power, it's like the trucks on the freaking highway when they can't go over 65, and all it ends up doing is making one giant clusterfuck on the highway because nobody can get around each other.
It's called turtle racing.
I already know that Chris calls it. It's called holding hands.
I haven't heard that one yet. I've always heard
Ask
turtle
Chris.
racing.
Chris, isn't that what you call it?
They're holding hands or kissing.
The truck gets up next to it, and then it gets halfway up the side of the freaking truck, and then it's got no more power, and they just fucking sit there because both of them are fighting the freaking wind, and neither one can get past the other because they can't go.
That's a polite way. The not so polite way, especially if it's too, you know, like some of the, we won't mention no companies. Oh,
Swift.
goddamn, look at that. The brothers are up there tugging tallywhackers again.
Oh. We've had a consistent freaking 6 or 7 views for the last hour.
Nice.
Granted, it doesn't beat our like 10 or 11 views we had last week, but we've been here for a little while, and I don't plan on getting off anytime soon. So,
Well, and you had you went down for a little bit. I think you were at 9 people then. So
I didn't even. I was so focused into trying to figure out what the hell.
trying to figure it out.
Trying to save
Yeah,
the
it's been up
stream.
and down.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. We never even got to Big E's problem. We're still on what's wrong with the truck an hour later. Big E.
I know, right?
So we talk about your infamous avalanche again.
I think Infamous isn't quite doing it justice at this point.
What year Avalanche is it?
Oh, wait.
It's an
So
08, but
so it's a newer body style.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's nothing but I think 90% of his issues are just from not being upkept before he got it, and then just the northeastern rust.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost to the point, Sean, that you could start another segment just for Big E.
Well, this was originally Big E's segment. The What's Wrong with the Truck
That's what I said.
started because of Big E.
I
What's
know.
wrong
I
with
know.
the
but
Avalanche?
You're at the point now where you can start another segment just right. What's right with the truck?
Right.
No, that segment will never end up. They will never have anything to talk about.
So
Wow.
would you say you have
wouldn't say that.
avalanche problems?
Well, I don't think he's having electrical problems right now. He's having problems similar to the
No,
ones
I
that
have had
in
electrical
Kia.
problems before, though.
Yeah, most of them was you had electrical problems like a lot before.
Not a lot.
It was
Did
the
have
same
them,
problem. It was just forever. You had that short that kept haunting you.
Yeah, that then resulted in my freaking whole truck almost going up, but we'll gloss over that.
All right, so what's currently wrong with the truck, Biggie?
Well, I thought one of my pads had worn down, so I was like, I guess it's time for, pads and rotors. So I ordered pads and rotors, and I even have some pictures.
Hey, Tasha, thanks for stopping in here.
No, it's gonna have to be the entire
I
screen.
was about to say that I didn't want to interrupt Biggie.
Well, he's loading.
All right, whenever you're ready.
He's loading. Oh, there you go. That's a nice juicy rotor right there.
Yeah, that looks great. That looks great.
Yeah, totally.
Zoom in
even
on that
wear.
If you
sucker.
look down
You should
here,
see all
you
the
can see
pitting in
there's
that
the little
rotor.
screw that holds the rotor on.
You should see all the pitting in that rotor. It's horrid.
Oh yeah, it gets bad. This is the pads I took off. I think this one is the back
yeah.
one. You can see how it's like scored at the, not scored, but it's tapered off on the top and the bottom.
Just need a little sandpaper, smooth them out a little bit, right?
Yeah, and this is the back of the rotor.
Oof.
Yeah, that sucker's not meeting contact with the pad, with the rotor correctly.
No.
So I told him I think the guides for the pads on the back are janky.
And there have been some little friends.
Well, that's what happens when you don't drive your truck every day.
Well,
Yeah,
if the
just
brakes
see all
wouldn't
the
be
little-
making noise, making me think it's falling apart, I would be driving it every day.
Yeah.
So
You should see all the little friends I probably have on my car right now. I'm sure they all have lots of friends.
That reminds me of what it used to be. What's wrong with the truck? I let the girlfriend drive it.
Actually, Jess looks pretty freaking badass in my truck. I'll tell you what. Okay, so when my truck had the is it trailing arm? What is the what do they call that? The track arm in the trucks. The one that goes from the axle on the passenger side up to the frame on the driver's side.
Yeah, track bar.
I don't think they call it a track arm in the front. That would
torsion bars?
No, torsion bars act like springs. This is just to keep this keeps the axle centered underneath of the truck.
Yeah, it's a track bar.
I know they call it a track bar in the back, but I don't think they call it that in the front. But basically the same thing. But anywho, so when that was out, and you could literally turn the steering wheel like maybe a quarter turn in any direction, and the wheels would not move.
That's bad.
It was like trying to drive the truck with strings.
Mm.
Jess drove my freaking truck for like 2 or 3 days like that, just fine, man. She rocked it. You had turning the steering wheel halfway over like this, half the time going straight. That was before we were
on that happy medium
with that truck, but yeah, she did just fine getting. Yeah, I mean, and she's only like 5'3", 5'4", and she got her ass up into that truck. Ooh, you got booped.
Is your camera off?
He's too embarrassed to give Dad a hug good night, huh?
What are you laughing at?
Yeah, good night, buddy. That's my boy.
Oh my god. I swear, kids are absolutely hilarious. You know, like nobody else, no other kids give their parents affection when they go. Like, really? Don't be embarrassed about that shit. Just go get, you go do your thing. You do your thing. You know, just because the camera's on doesn't mean you can't give. Oh, whatever. It's
Nah,
funny.
yeah. Yeah, he going to bed. He got online school tomorrow, so.
That's don't
Oh,
even get me
geez.
started on that crap.
Yeah.
It's gonna be to the point to where none of us ever come out of our freaking house. We're all stuck in our own little sealed cubicle, and they can feed us whatever we want. And the next thing you know, it'll be the Matrix.
Mhm.
We'll all be hooked up to a freaking wire, and we'll all be fed some freaking fantasy bullshit. We won't even know that there's stuff going that the way the world is, because they're going to be telling us how it is, and we're just going to accept it the way that is.
Sound like Tasha's having some big problems out
I
of
was
her
about ready to
Dodge.
get to that.
Ugh.
All right, so Tasha said she did a timing cover and timing set, intake gaskets. That's a lot of stuff to do for a Dodge.
Right?
Not that I'm saying that Dodge doesn't. I'm just saying that's a
lot of stuff all at one time.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, snapped the aluminum plate. Now, if that's a steel bolt in an aluminum plenum, you just go out and get yourself a little nut and a welder, and you weld that freaking nut to the top of that freaking bolt, and it won't stick to the aluminum, so you won't have to worry about that, and then you just back that sucker out. That's a good thing about working with aluminum heads and stuff, because most of the bolts are still steel. So
it might be time to buy a new truck. It might sound like.
Yeah. The timing marks on. Well, no, because the stuff that she's doing can be pretty normal. Their problem is the bolt, the broken bolt.
Well, her next thing says, "I think my transmission took a crap again too."
Well, that's about.
Yeah. So you start adding that up. It's like,
now my transmission, we've never gotten over the fact that my transmission having issues. It's still sitting. The transmission's fixed. Just the lines feeding the transmission are now decided to sprung a leak, and I haven't had the gumption to go up there and go freaking. It's one of those things. It's like, nah, you can sit there for a little bit longer. But it's
just pour some glue in there.
Yeah, well, it's getting to the point now to where I need to get it freaking up and going, because this winter should be pretty bad, and I want them 33s with the with the off-road mud tires, and I want that grip.
Yeah.
Pilot says it's time.
It's time. I've got so much into this thing. I put about a year saving into making it a camper I live in. Yeah, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time to put a manual transmission in that truck. You won't have the problems anymore. And this is coming from a guy that has an automatic transmission Dodge truck.
Oh, yeah.
Put a manual in, you won't have any problems anymore. That freaking engine will freaking scream, and you'll freaking have no problems getting that power to the back wheels.
Every Dodge or Ram truck that I've owned, because they're Ram now, I've never had transmission problems. So luckily,
well, the newer ones don't really have them. It's those 46 REs.
I had a 96. I had a 01.
The 96 did that have the 46 RE, or did it have the RH?
I don't know.
But
the one I had 348,000 miles.
Was it the electronic computer controlled transmission, or was it the?
Man, I have no idea. I just sold it.
It's earlier. It may have had the manual valve body stuff, to where it's all like hydraulic controlled.
Yeah.
It's the newer ones that have the electronic, shift solenoids in them and shit. That's what goes. And the other thing that goes
bands and all that.
Yeah, the other thing that goes is people don't adjust the bands.
Right.
And when they don't adjust the bands, because the bands, as the parts inside wear, you have to tighten the bands down. And when you don't tighten the bands, they start to slip, and that causes other things it causes a lot of clutch pack buildup. And then that causes other things to start sticking and failing. You'll end up losing, like the power valve and stuff like that. And then that's where you end up with problems. Most of the time, the Dodge transmissions, if it's not an electronic failure, so if it's not those shift solenoids, then most of the time it's not been properly maintained and serviced.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people don't.
Issues with ours right now, not making heat.
What, your truck's not making heat?
Yep, won't put no heat out of the dash again.
Probably a vacuum line, or it's the heater core.
It's
Or-
Peterbilt. You
Or
talking about
you
your
have a
Peterbilt?
bad,
New
thermostat.
heater core, new thermostat, new water pump,
What kind of truck
new
is it?
radiator.
Dodge, like he just said.
Oh, I thought he was talking about his truck was driving.
Now,
Sorry.
guess
No.
what? I know what he didn't do. You didn't bleed the system. There's
I
an
don't
air
know what they
pocket in
did. I
there.
mean, it worked fine last year, right before Christmas, when they did everything
And
at the dealer.
Yeah, but
And
the
here
thing
we
is,
are a
if
year
it
later.
sits, it can create an air pocket. And if there's an air pocket up in the head, it's not going to circulate. And then you're not going to get any heat through the heater core.
Okay, even driven every day, and it
Oh,
worked
yeah.
fine last winter.
Yeah, you can still end up. It'll run. It'll keep the engine cool. But if it's not going to, if it's got an air pocket in it, then it's not
She
going to
had plenty of
circulate.
heat last year. It would bake you out.
No, and I guess it's time to find out if the heater core is not getting hot. Okay, if the heater core is not getting hot, then you have circulation issues. If the heater core is getting hot, but you're not getting any hot air out of the vent, well, then most likely the freaking control box, which is vacuum operated in the Dodges, is not changing the flaps around.
Yeah, plus this one has that stupid automated heating system in it where you can split it.
Yeah.
Well, what you got to do is go buy you a Chevy or a Ford.
That Chevy's still running them vacuum lines too. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing. I like all brands. I don't care.
I got to replace the check valve in the TA before I can use the heater in that because it got busted off at the freaking firewall. But none of that stuff was important until we can get it up and running.
Turn the dial. That's what it is.
Pretty much, heater cores only last 6 months anymore.
Really. I've had. Well, I guess it's a different climate down here.
I'm on my
they never
second
go out
one.
down here.
I was on my second one in the Nova since I got
They
it.
go out. I think of my lifetime, I've
Yeah.
replaced 2 heater cores, maybe.
I
Be nice
replaced
there was
2
a
in my
dial to
Nova
turn.
alone, 1 in the TA, 1 in the truck.
We do a lot of AC work down here.
It gets hot. It gets cold up here.
I'll be right
We
back.
only use the AC like 4 months up here.
You know what cold is down here? Anything below 50. So if it's like 45 or 30, ooh, that's cold.
Yeah, we're lucky
That's
if it
where-
doesn't get down
That's,
close to
that's where
zero.
we get down there, Sean. We'd be down there running around in t-shirts.
Right?
They'd be looking at
You
us.
see everybody
What the
running
hell
down there in
planet do
shorts.
you all come from? They dressed up
Everybody
like
down there be
Eskimos.
running in shorts. Geez, we have people up here in shorts in 30-degree weather. It's freaking snowing. There's 1.5 feet of freaking snow on the ground, and they're walking around in shorts.
I don't think in my lifetime, that's, as far as when I've lived here, there's never been over a foot of snow.
Sounds like you just got your whole damn truck half apart.
Ice is a different matter.
Tasha says she's doing the whole AC system at the same time. See, now, half the time I will work
Frame
on
off.
one thing at a time. So when something goes wrong, I at least have somewhere to start as where it went wrong. When you redoing the whole damn thing at once, when something goes wrong, you're like, well, what part did I do that was wrong?
At that point, you just go and do the frame off restoration.
Yeah, I know. You'd be like Joe from Wicked Fabs. He does that frame off on his second gen.
Yeah.
Tosh, if you haven't checked out Wicked Fabs, you should go check out his channel. He's got a gorgeous second gen he's doing. Frame off, the whole frame's been painted, the body's being painted, it's got and fixing all the damage. The engine was completely overhauled and the transmission and painted.
People talk crap about them Dodges, the second gen or whatever.
But how many of them are
tell
still
you-
on the damn road?
Well, and I'll tell you this, they changed the truck game. Trucks do not look the same since that came out.
No, that freaking whole big little truck look.
Yeah.
It's still it's still my favorite body style, second only to a square body Ford or Chevy from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, OBS Chevys are great, right?
Well,
and
no, because
Fords,
it
but-
depends on what you call OBS, because people call OBSs the ones from the late 90s.
Oh,
into the
yeah.
early
No,
2000s.
88 to 98. You're talking like actual square, like hard square.
Yeah, the
You're
actual
talking
square bodies.
70s, early
But see,
80s. Yeah.
the thing is OBS stands for original body style.
Old body style, man.
No, it's supposed to be original body style. And even
When they
old
say
body
OBS
style.
Chevy, they're talking about old body style.
Yeah, but I don't care. When I say old body style, I'm thinking 60s, 70s. That's old. I'm sorry, but the 90s is not old. I grew up in the 90s. I don't consider that an old body style.
Yeah, it is now.
I mean, that would be like me calling my fucking second gen Ram an OBS Ram. I'm sorry, but no.
It
If I were to
is.
consider an OBS Ram, it would be the fucking late 80s, early 90s square body Ram.
The 93, yeah.
No,
I get you.
No, it would be pre 93, older. I'm talking the late 80s.
Yeah, you're talking like 82 to 93.
Yeah, the original. The original. You know, that's an old body style. When I'm talking old body style, I'm talking original. I'm talking, you know, like if it's for the Chevy, like the 1500 and stuff like that, we're talking 60s. You know, we're talking 80s. You know, that's old.
Talk about it.
To me, that's old. 90s,
that's real
90s
old.
isn't old. 90s isn't old because I grew up with those. I don't consider those old.
Well, I'll tell you, especially around here, the OBS or the 88 to 98 body style, them things are going crazy. Even ones that are ragged out are still going for $3,000 and $4,000.
Whatever, but you know what? I'd still rather have something like Old Car Auto Guys freaking, you know, Dale truck. I'd have one of those in a heartbeat.
Let's put it this way. So 1990 was what, 30 years ago now?
Shut up.
Just
don't even go down that lane of thinking.
As far as vehicles.
Hey, hold on. Aha. Now you can't talk. I'm abusing my.
I already covered the old guy segment here. Let's stop this right now.
As far as vehicles, that's old. I'm not saying people. I'm just, you know.
Yeah, but no, I don't consider that. I like I said again, I drive. I mean, most of what I drive is from the 70s.
Yeah, I would love to.
Most of what I've driven in my life, I mean, yeah, granted, I had the Ford Escort and I had the Dodge Ram, but most of the time that I've spent driving has been in a vehicle older than I am.
Well, that's awesome.
My Nova was my daily driver from 2007, probably all the way up to 2013. You know.
See you, Tosh.
All right, see you later. Come back next week.
Night.
But yeah, so like that's anything pre-80s I consider old.
Okay. So you don't think 80s is old?
80s is still old, but it's not like I wouldn't consider that. I would consider that more OBS than I would a 90s truck.
Okay.
Okay, because you know the body style, you know, even the 90s truck looks more like a current truck than from the 80s to the 90s. You know, they really haven't changed too much from like cars in general, not even just trucks, but cars in general. Once they went to the the fiberglass front bumper or whatever the soft front bumpers, that was a turning point to the difference of the way they made cars. You know, you had the 70s, then the 80s had their own freaking look.
Yeah,
they had their own freaking. It was a horrible look. We shall not look on that. That is that dark area that Mufasa shows to Simba and tells him never to go there.
Few cars in the 80s look good.
You had the Monty, you had the GN. Well, you had the G bodies from GM. I'm trying to find something past the G bodies from the 90s. Well, besides the trucks. Trucks were awesome in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
But as far as
SUVs,
SUVs, no. I would consider them trucks. I consider them trucks. The Blazer, the Bronco, that's the Ram Charger. Yeah, but
not the Bronco 2 or the S10 Blazer.
No, forget it. No.
No.
But
well,
they were throwaway toys.
There were some cool cars, though.
But
Porsche had an okay looking car.
Who?
Porsche.
Well, it's Porsche. I'm
I'm
talking domestic, not domestic as in like just. I'm not talking about domestic like not Japanese.
Affordable cars.
I'm talking your commuter cars, not your.
The Honda Prelude looked pretty good. The old Preludes, the old MR2s.
Maybe the MR2s.
Okay.
The MR2s were kind of okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
the old Supras.
You tell me what Ford that came out in the 80s.
LTD. I'm a fan anyway.
LTD
Okay,
came out in the
the
70s.
big 4-doors looked
Well,
good.
the ones
The
they were
Caprice.
still around.
Right, the
Caprice.
No, because they
and
came out in the
Impala.
night. They were like early 90s.
Mhm.
The nicer ones. I don't consider those
Yes.
80s.
Well, they had that 80s, but what about station wagons in the 80s? So they were still cool. Most of them.
Nah,
Some of them
70s
were
station wagons were better.
definitely.
I don't think I can't think of a nice 80s station wagon. Even the Ford
Roadmaster.
Woodies did not look that great in the 80s.
Yeah, because the wood was already
It was all vinyl.
fake
crap.
fading ass shit.
Yeah, no, I can't think of, and they didn't have those the bench facing freaking rear seat in the trunk anymore.
That was awesome.
They were smaller. They were rounded
Mm-hmm.
ish. They were kind of roundy, and they just
Started getting around. What about the Chevette?
No.
You know what's cool about them? I used to
Corvette.
want them so bad in high school because I used to want to go around and tell people I had a vet.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I don't think.
But I never got one.
Cool.
So.
Maybe was the Eagle Talon in the 80s? Not the Eagle Talon. The Eagle that 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The
AMC Eagle.
hatchback.
The AMC Eagle.
Yes.
That little bitch can go anywhere.
I think that was 88,
Those are
87,
cool.
88.
Those were like ugly cool.
Yeah, they were cool, but they were ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, they were anywhere because they were built on a.
They were
How
like
about this?
They were built on a Jeep frame and powertrain.
What about the El Camino?
Not in the 80s.
Not
unless you had the Monte Carlo front end.
I even like the square ones. Come on, they're not
that bad. If it didn't have the Monte SS front end, the 80s freaking El Caminos were horrible.
Had no character.
Dodge Rampage?
Huh?
Dodge Rampage?
Hold on. Now you're gonna make me go look that one up.
Oh boy, it's pretty ugly. It looked like an Omni with a truck bed.
Oh no. Yeah, because like the only El Caminos I like, besides the Monte Carlo El Camino, would have been the
early 70s.
The Chevelle front end. But then again, like I said, it's the only ones I really like are the ones.
I'm a big fan of all of them, man. All old cars, I'm a pretty big fan of.
Well, I'm not saying I'm saying, but we're talking about.
I mean, unless you got like the old
80s dead zone. We're talking about the 80s dead zone.
Taurus, Escort.
No, not the 80s. No, nothing in the 80s. 80s Taurus or Escort. No, forget it. Even the freaking 90s ones were eh.
Yeah. What about the Thunderbird?
If you go to the bubble butt 90s Escorts, those were absolutely hideous.
What about the Aerobird, man? The Thunderbird. Fox body.
I didn't like them either. I like the older ones.
Yeah, I didn't much.
I like those, and then I like the newer ones.
Okay.
When they went to the
If you can have the Thunderbird, the only one worthwhile was the Super Coupe.
Yeah.
Supercharged.
I had a 65 for a little bit, even on my channel.
Yeah, see, they were cool back then. But the Thunderbirds, it's a very specific body style that I like when it comes to the Thunderbirds.
Yeah. I mean, what about the Malibu? Well, that's G-body though. Okay.
Yeah. Again, that's the regular Malibu. Forget it. The Monte Carlo SS from the 80s. Yes. The regular like Regal looking one. That one's hideous. With the
two-door.
The ragtop one.
It looked good, man.
No, the ragtop one was ugly.
We must be talking about a different car.
Hold on.
A Malibu Classic.
Was my friend had a 6-cylinder one.
My mom had a Malibu Classic when I was born, and man, that was a sweet car.
And we're talking about from the mid 80s.
Well, yeah, I was talking about early 80s, like 83, 82.
I'm talking about that fucked up period of time where cars were like in that confused teenage stage where they didn't know whether they wanted to be modern or
86, 87. Where they had the Grand Ams and all that, and the fucked up digital screens.
Yeah, hold on.
Mm.
Yeah, like these ones were not. They were not the prettiest.
That's late 70s, man.
Oh, that's right. No, that's wrong. What am I thinking? Not 76. I went to 86. And not the SS. Where's someone pulling up the SSs?
I'm a pretty big fan of the box Chevys and stuff, man. I
Yeah,
like
but I
them.
like the nose on the Monis. It was a lot cleaner looking than the.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'm coming.
I even like the Regals and stuff, man.
This.
You're talking like that when it started going front wheel drive and stuff.
No. I'm
No,
talking.
before that.
I'm talking like that.
That's a good looking car, man.
No.
What?
It was ugly.
Come on, especially if it had T-tops. Man.
No, they were ugly.
Mhm.
Oh, I'll disagree with you all day, man.
You
It's a
can.
good looking car.
Now you
I would
get me
take one right now.
I would. You get me a Buick Electra from the 70s, 4-door, with a big 455 in it.
Mm-hmm.
I would cruise that all day. I'd have to stop at a gas
cool.
station every like freaking 10 minutes, but
Yeah, it's cool, but nah,
Mhm.
I'd rather have the one you just showed.
but you know, as far as like the Oldsmobile, the
Cutlass.
the standard Cutlass.
Cutlass Supreme.
No, not the Cutlass Supreme, the standard Cutlass. You know, and those front wheel drive
Buicks and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about when they were still rear wheel drive. So like, what is up to 7? So like, we're talking like 83.
You're talking like 86, 87 when they started going front wheel drive,
Yeah.
and the Cutlass Calais, and
Yeah, and but the problem with the
Cutlass
earlier 80s was they were so dealing with the the emissions and not knowing how to get these engines. The cars were just gutless.
you're talking about Iron Duke and all that later on, front wheel drive. So
Yeah, it just until you get to like the mid 90s.
yeah,
Like that,
and then even in the mid
dark
90s,
era.
in the mid 90s, everything started becoming a damn bubble. You had the bubble Caprice, you had the bubble Camaro.
Well, yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, the standard
Mustang.
ones. I mean, even the but like the cars started getting power again.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yep, they did.
You know, the
Mhm.
Camaro, the Firebird, the
IROC
Mustang.
T.
They all started, actually becoming something again instead of just a name. Because I consider everything from like 82, even some of them before that, but from like 82 all the way up until like 93.
Well,
Even
there's
94 and
an exception
95. Most
There's
of
an
those cars.
exception. Yeah,
were
yeah,
really
most
gutless.
cars, correct.
They were
I was
just,
gonna say
if they were a
Grand
Mustang, if they were a Mustang or a Camaro or a Vet, most of those cars in that era, and Dodge was just gone. Dodge did not exist at that time.
Junk
But
cars.
if you were any one of those cars, you still had a name from the muscle car era.
What was the
It was
Dodge?
just a placeholder.
The Shelby Dodge. What was that?
Oh, the Daytona.
Omni?
Yeah, the Daytona.
I mean, those were
What do you think
but
about
again, that wasn't. Those were its own car.
It was pretty ugly.
Well, they weren't much different than like the Porsche, that weird hatchback looking Porsche thing that they had.
Looked like a Dodge Shadow to me.
Yeah, well, the Dodge Shadow fastback.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't lie. I thought they were pretty cool looking when I was younger. Maybe
I
not
bet
the
you
Shelby
thought
version,
Fiero
but the Daytonas
looking
at least
too.
themselves. I like the Daytonas.
You like the Fiero?
Nah, no. I mean, I like them now only because looking back at what they are. But at the time, I was a Firebird fan at that point, and the Fiero was not it.
You can get a mint Fiero with 83,000 miles right down the road for less than $2,000.
Well, today Fieros are freaking actually. They're actually pretty. They have that mixed. They're not. They're kind of like my Nova. They have that following. And the thing is again now you can overcome what their shortcomings were, which was they were a nice little sporty car, but they didn't have enough oomph.
Did you see that? Did you see that Nova that I sent you the picture of, or the information out of Dallas?
Like
one owner, original owner selling it and all that.
Yeah,
she just dropped it for 1,800.
He's on my Facebook page. I seen that car before you showed it to me.
He just dropped it to $1,800.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, no, it wasn't that one. It was the first one that you passed up. He was
Oh,
on my.
the rust bucket.
Yeah, he was on my Facebook page. That car
Yeah, he
was
can
nice. That car was nice like 5-6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not kidding. I've seen pictures of that car 5-6 years ago, and it was nice. It had some problem and it sat.
Mm-hmm.
That second car I was showing you that had the original owner, low miles,
Yeah,
really nice looking car. Yep, the white one. She has the original rims and the rings and all that to go with it as well.
I have mine.
Well, she has aftermarket ones on there right this second, but she has them that goes with it. But yeah, 1,800 right now.
Well,
Man,
that's like me right now. I have a set of Krager SS's on my car, but I have a set of Corvette rally rims with the rings and the center caps, and not the
Nice.
shallow center caps. I have the bigger, deeper ones.
if she was closer, if Dallas wasn't 4.5 hours away, I would. Man, I'd have to talk myself out of it.
Yeah, I don't.
Shit, 4.5 hours ain't nothing.
I know,
For
but
you.
4.5 hours is just long enough to say no.
It's gotta be something to go out.
If it was 3.5 hours, boy.
Vice Group Garage goes further than that to drive a junker home that ain't running 20 years.
Well, this one definitely ain't. This one definitely not a junker. I know. I'm with you. I just, I'm finding plenty of cars right now, but
I mean, no offense intended, but I hear people talk about, oh my god, I got 3 hour trip, 4 hour trip. I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? Shit, that's just getting our feet wet. We just waking up by then.
I got another 8-hour drive ahead of me in like 2 weeks.
nice.
We're going back up to Boston. She liked it up there. She wants to go back up there without the kid this time.
Oh.
We took Luca up there the first time when we went up there for just a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to go back up there. We're going up there for like a week.
So I take it that week you will not have a live broadcast.
I don't know. I don't see. It's the thing is when we have our live broadcast, it's late in the evening. There's nothing to do.
Right. You're about done.
Yeah. So to sit and do that, it's not that big of a deal.
We'll see.
We'll see, but it'll probably be like that other one where it was just the StreamYard without all the extra frilly stuff. Because I doubt. I doubt I'm going to break down the computer and take the computer up.
Right. You don't have a laptop, do you? Just bring it.
It's a 2011 Alienware.
Oh,
This is the reason why we built that.
I got you.
The only thing this one is, that's a little too. Oh yeah, there you go. You see that?
Mm.
That's cool.
That's solid stainless steel.
Oh,
God bless Mr. Kelly.
Yep, that's exactly where that's from. That was the thing is that bird there would not exist if it wasn't for me. When he was making the old school bird, the one from the that they ran from the mid 70s all the way up until 79.
Mm-hmm.
He was making a bunch of those. Everything from the size of a golf ball all the way up to that 2.5 foot. He was making all kinds of cool ones. And I was like, dude, can you make me a 79 5 feather bird? Because that's what they call these, like the 5 feather, because each one of those feather segments has 5 points.
Yeah.
And like, can you make? I will buy one. You need to make me one. And well, the thing is he ran off a couple of them, like 4 or 5 of them, and he ran them off right at the time that I was having trouble getting down to Tennessee. Didn't have the money. I'm like, dude, I promise you, I need one. I will pay for more for you to run just a one-off if you need to. And so, like, the original first batch was because of me, and I missed it. They sold out like immediately. And then so I had him, and I paid for it, and he ran a couple more because I paid for it ahead of time. And then he ran. I got this one, and it's definitely, it's like 2.5 feet tall by like 2 foot wide. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look super big up there on the wall, but it's definitely the size of a poster. And so I had him run that off to me. It's the same one that I got this off of as well.
Nice.
The light on it. So that's all laser cut steel.
He didn't make you anything for the Nova.
He's a Trans Am guy.
Mm.
Most of his stuff all revolves around Trans Am.
One of them guys, huh?
Well, I mean, like his whole thing was F body metalworks. So Trans Ams and Camaros, he does that stuff. But that's his niche, you know. I mean,
yeah, cool cars.
I'm just. You got to understand that the audience that he was catering to. Chris, how big do you think that Trans Am page on Facebook is? The big one. 21. What? Like it's got to be. It's an insane amount.
Yeah, what do y'all say up north? I'm just joshing you. Is that what y'all say up there?
Yeah.
Never heard that.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a northern thing.
We say it here. Joshing means a joke. But yeah, I know I've heard of that here where I'm at. But he's a little further north than I am. We're Pennsylvania, he's New Yorkan.
Ah.
Yeah.
Must be them old country boys.
Oh yeah.
In fact, actually, when I went up to Boston, I was just about an hour and a half away from you. At one point before we started going across the
when you were in
east.
Albany.
Yeah, because it had us go all the way up to Albany, cut through the very top corner of Vermont, and then back down into Massachusetts and all the way across Massachusetts.
You mean the bottom corner of Vermont?
Yeah, the bottom corner. And then
if
when
it was
I went
the top
home,
corner of Vermont, you would have been by me.
All right, and then when I went home, it cut us right down through the bottom of Massachusetts, just clipped New York, and then into PA, and it took us like 4 hours. But I'm guessing going up that there's a bigger toll road or something that we're avoiding, that it has us going all the way up to Albany. But yeah, we were going to try to figure out how much it was going to cost to cut up that toll road. So normally I avoid them. I don't like toll roads. I think I don't like them.
How far are you from Waynesboro?
I don't know.
I got a buddy that lives there. That's what I was wondering.
Waynesboro, PA?
Yeah.
His name sounds familiar.
Waynesboro, PA?
Waynesboro is where he lives.
Sean be about 3.5, 4 hours from Waynesboro.
Okay.
Yeah. Where is that, Chris?
Maybe. Waynesboro is straight east of Greencastle. If you come straight down 81 to exit 5, where the TA is, off from 81 in Greencastle, you go straight east about 12 miles and you'll be in Waynesboro.
So down by Harrisburg.
It's close to my old neck of the woods. I used to live in Chambersburg.
Yeah, okay. That's about 2.5 hours. I can get all the way down to Harrisburg in 2.5 hours. Once I jump on 81. Because that's where Send It Steve and Mike 32717, that's where all of them are at. They're in Hershey/Harrisburg.
Hersheyburg.
So, yeah. I'm a little bit north of that.
You guys are quite far away from me.
Yeah. Not you guys. I'm the only one that's here. Chris lives in 2 different places.
Let's see. Hershey.
Mrs. Formey is out west. Which, okay, well, he just poofed. But Miss Formey's out west, and then Chris is originally from out this way. But he mainly is out there with her now. Big E is up north. Northern part of New York.
Let's see. You are Hershey, Pennsylvania is about 1,100 miles from me.
I'm a little bit more north than Hershey.
Wow.
Look up. There, I'll type it to you because I'm not saying that one. My exact.
Right.
My exact town over here.
Well, I'm right outside of Little Rock. I'm about 30 minutes outside of Little Rock. So
Well, actually, I can probably just do.
Which way?
northwest.
All right. I wasn't that far from you then, 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I came straight up 30 on my way. Yeah, when we did the one I had to get out of Texas for Miss
There you go,
Foreman's
Curtis.
father's funeral, I come right down.
You wasn't far from me at all.
Mm.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
yeah, I come into
You can see exactly
North
where
Little
I'm at.
Rock and run 30 down to Dallas and down.
Right at the edge of my town, that's a coal mine, and it's all
You
uphill.
are 1167. So 17 hours and 15 minutes. It says.
Yeah, that's a good distance.
Yeah.
But if I look out my front door and I look down the street, so like my street runs downhill
Yeah.
to the main road. If I go out to my front door and I look down the street, especially at night, it's pretty cool because of all the lights. But you look and you can literally see the open coal mine just across
Wow.
the main street. But if you're down on the main street, you can't see it. There's too many trees. But because of how high up we are, we can see over that trees and see into the open pit for the mine. And you can literally see from my house, you can see them giant ass, what do they call them? D something or other dump trucks. The ones that have
the big dirt moving.
yeah, the ones with like
thing,
the
the big
15 foot tall freaking tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, those big suckers. You can see them in the mine. If you look on Google, you can literally see that mine from the overhead. But yeah, they're dotted all over up here. But yeah,
I don't think I've
the
ever
town
been
that
to Pennsylvania.
The town that I live in is literally named after that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Can confirm.
Most of the towns up here are either some form of it. I've got big chunks of it in my backyard.
The furthest northeast I've ever been, northeast I've ever been is Washington D.C.
That's still even south.
I'm sorry.
But I've in the center of the country. I've been almost all the way to Canada, there in Minnesota. So
Yeah, you've been further north. But
You're
I've been
still
to
south of the Mason-Dixon line.
I've been to Michigan.
Canada.
I've been to.
Not in Canada, he isn't.
Well, not in Canada, but when he was in D.C.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah,
only had
yeah.
to go another 30 miles.
Yeah, no,
You've been
that's
in
what I
some
was
real
saying.
country.
Yeah, I've been to South Carolina, North Carolina. I've been to a lot of places, but I haven't been northeast. I just haven't been up there.
I'm feeling a song coming on. I've been everywhere, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
Well, I'm sure.
It's not like it's time for him to make another road trip. What do you think, Sean?
I'm
I
sure
don't
Chris
have a
has been
vehicle.
more places
I don't
than
have
me.
a vehicle that I want to make a road trip in right now.
Hey, you don't, but he does. He runs a car lot, so you just got to go out there and throw a dart and pick which one he's bringing.
Yeah, he just needs to
Okay.
bring me up. He needs to bring me up some parts that I don't have to pay for.
Parts. I'll bring you up a whole car, man. Come on.
I need a. Yeah. I need a garage.
You just gotta get some money. Just get some money up to buy a car. I'll bring you a whole rust-free car.
Well, no. You missed the whole point. Bring me up some parts I don't have to pay for. That was the whole point. I mean, I don't care if it's a whole car or.
Well, if you buy the car, you won't have to pay for the parts.
Well, yeah, I still have to pay for the parts because I'm just paying for the parts in a group.
I guess.
So still paying
Channel
for
donation for free advertisement and videos upcoming.
Are you
There you
kidding?
go.
He gets a freaking free advertisements every live stream because his channel name is plastered in the bottom corner because nobody else wants to kick him off. I've been running this thing at the bottom of the screen now for God knows how long.
People will think it's my channel after a while.
Right? Your name is bigger on down there than my channel name is up in the corner.
That's just because he's playing Hollywood celebrity. He's dropping that piggy bank in there to put his name up in lights.
That's right. You got to pay to play.
Isn't this Hollywood Squares? YouTube Squares?
There you go.
That's about what we're doing right about now. We're all playing freaking Square. We need to get some more. We need some more personalities up here. My God. I mean, not that we don't think that we got a good personality going with all four of us when we're all here. But can you imagine if we had like one or two more different characters than that complement us but are different?
We have
My
to get somebody from
God,
like the West Coast or something, huh?
we need somebody. Well, the problem is with getting with West Coast people.
The
The problem is 9 o'clock here is like 5 or 6 o'clock there.
Perfect.
So we're running right into their like dinner and end of
Yeah.
night schedule. So getting them to be able to sit down and join in a live stream, I think is kind of hard. But the problem is if we go any later, then I
It'll be
run
too
into a
late there.
problem. Yeah, it gets too late here. Pilot, you are different, and I don't know. I think we scared you. You have only been up here once.
Mhm.
I think we scared you off.
biggest problem with that, Sean, is we
And
Yeah, the biggest problem right
The
there.
biggest problem we have
Yeah.
is internet connection with Chris.
Oh,
He is
man.
being censored by his internet connection.
Not today,
Yeah.
Chris. Not today.
Oh, Eddie's back. You booped out there for a second there, buddy. Just as about you were going to tell me what the
Yeah, I was
problem
gonna
was.
say, dude,
Go ahead. Before you get cut out again.
we all know some characters, but it ended up getting you demonetized.
Oh my god. If I had some of the people that JA used to have on his live stream, now this is back before YouTube really got freaking nasty with shit. Oh my god, I guarantee you there was some actual buttholes. I mean, I'm not talking like the person that was acting like a butthole.
You're talking
I'm
like pictures
an
of a butt?
actual butthole
Oh, wow.
on his
Mhm.
live stream. And he didn't even notice it at first. It was one of the
Oh my
It was
god.
one of the people he had on his stream put up on from his phone screen, put it up to his camera. Oh my! It was hilarious. In fact, it's actually the thing is it's not even somebody that's like not known. Do you know JD Joyride? He has a Mustang. He has a Shelby 500, like a first gen of the newer Mustangs.
Does he have a butthole too?
No, well, of course everybody's got a butthole.
Mhm.
Are you?
But anyway, so he's actually a pretty famous. He's pretty up there. I mean, I can look him up real quick to tell you. He's got a shit ton of subscribers. But one of his friends that hangs out with him and JD Joyride were on Jonathan's live stream. We had some pretty big names on his live stream when he was running it. The problem is he stopped running it. What is that?
It's a Tesla, man.
Get
You said to
outta
put
here.
one up, didn't you?
Hold on, get out of here. Bringing that on my live stream.
You were talking about buttholes.
That's not a butthole. That's that crap you step in when you freaking walking down the fucking horse trail.
I knew you would enjoy that.
Ugh. But yeah, let's see. JD Joyride. Is this gonna be quick or is this gonna take forever? Okay. Search. JD. It actually has a pretty good channel. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty good. Oh, what happened? Did it not search? See, I stopped talking and then you never
Yeah.
did anything. I don't know where it went. It didn't search. Damn it. Oh, I saw a post from Salad Bar the other day, and his new general direction that he's taking his channel, and it's starting to look more and more like YouTube Red or something. Not YouTube Red, but
Premium.
no, like Pornhub.
Oh.
I mean, and nothing against the young lady.
Sure.
The young lady is just doing, she's just doing her thing as a model, but
Hey.
I know how old she is, and I think
Simps pay money, man.
she's got to be right about 18 now, if not a little, But it's like knowing her when she was younger, and when he started pushing her content, just makes me really, really
Yeah.
uneasy inside.
Well, like I said, simps will pay money though, so he's got
Oh
something
yeah,
there.
he's
Not saying he's
definitely-
right about it, but
No, yeah. It just makes me feel not so good.
speaking of direction of the channels, I got some new ideas I'm going to do for mine.
Yeah, I'd have to actually look it up on YouTube. I can't. I'm probably spelling his name wrong somewhere.
I'm going to do a how to like basic series. I like
Yeah.
everybody does it, but I want to do mine's like how to check your oil, how to check your tires, brakes, stuff, how to replace brakes, stuff like that for the Kia Soul.
All right.
My daughter's got to do all that. I got to teach her, so I'm going to do it with YouTube as well.
Yeah, and actually, that's actually pretty good if you did a whole series where she was involved in it.
Yeah, she will be. She's going to be doing the actual work, and I'm going to be teaching her. Well, she knows how to do most of it anyway. But
right, JD
and then also, I'm going to do
go
ahead.
JD Joyride has 157,000 subscribers.
And a butthole.
He has a friend. He has a butthole as a friend. Actually, it wasn't even his friend's butthole. It was. Yeah. It was a friend of his or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. That was just saying those live streams were freaking insane. We had 50, 60 people in them, and it was pretty wicked. We're doing okay though. We have eight people in right now. We've had around between 6 to 8 people all night. We had as high as I think like 10.
Yeah.
Wrong mouse.
You were pretty constant at 8 most of the night.
Yeah. I have a whole chart here I can look at.
Yeah.
Which is about normal what we do. So I can't complain. We have a really nice group of people here that we chit chat with, and all that. I see Streamlabs finally decided to join us at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Streamlabs is running off Internet Explorer.
Right? It gets confused. It's like, oh, wait, he's live now.
No, it was running off that the old Microsoft Edge, where it's trying to be fast, but it's not.
All right. But yeah, I don't know. It's like we have a good group of people here, and I keep saying, I wish we could get more and more people here, but it'll get there. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting what we have currently.
Well,
then again, I also
like
don't want to get it too big to the point to where we lose who we are either, or you lose to the point to where you don't. You know what I mean? Where you get to a point to where you get so big that
it can't be free flowing anymore.
Well, not necessarily free flowing, but you lose the people that have been there since the beginning.
Start
having a smaller and smaller voice. You ever notice that where like you get a YouTuber that you used to talk to when they were smaller, and then they get bigger, and you seem like you can't talk to them anymore? And it's not because they don't want to talk to you.
I got a couple people that do that. They're just too busy.
Yeah, they're just literally too busy, and there's just too many people that want their attention that they can't give it to everyone.
I try to get to them to come on your channel, and they're just too busy to talk right now, I guess. But
yeah, that's whatever. Hey, I don't claim to be needing anything special. I just, yes, Pilot, you do not realize, Pilot, when you are not here, how much we notice that you're not here.
The little sly comments and stuff.
Yeah, you definitely are very missed when you don't show up. That I think like any of you guys, the ones that are here all the time, when you're not here, it's a piece of the puzzle missing.
I'll tell you what, I dread the night he ever shows up when he gives us a comment. Something happened. I'm incapacitated, and I run out of Ice House. Fuck! There goes the neighborhood.
I mean, granted, Cletus, you're newer, but you've now become pretty much a regular.
He's part of the family.
Yes, exactly.
It's a fixture.
So you have your own personality and your own input.
Sure.
And it's not Chris's, it's not Big E's, it's not mine. It's your own. It's your own. Whatever. I mean, like I said, but I miss some of the people we used to have on the channel all the time. Yeah. Sure. We used to have. We used to have Joe used to pop in the later end of the stream on his way home. We used to have, Jason used to pop in more often.
Yeah, Mad MPG.
Matt MPG. I mean, yeah, that would probably be one of my. I would say out of the ones that I miss the most that used to pop in here and hang out with us, it'd probably be Matt.
He stops in every once in a while.
Yeah, but I'm not. No, he used to pop up here.
Oh, on the screen. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to him again. See if I mean, it might be a time. I think it was a time change that did it. It was something to do with his work.
Yeah, but maybe he could do it like once a month or something.
Yeah.
Something to work around.
Because he has a cool. His garage is really coolly set up that it looks like a a small bar. But it makes you reminisce about some of the stuff that you like the first season and stuff like that. But yeah, we had some pretty cool people. But then again, things change. We didn't have you back then. Now we do. Big E used to only be here for part of the show. Now he's here for like the whole damn thing. And then normally me and him play video games after this is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there when I first started in Pilot asked you, why is Chris always in the dark and got that stupid Peterbilt sign?
Because that's Chris.
Because I'm always driving. I'm driving.
Let me get people, oh my God, he's on YouTube and driving. Really, it's not much different than being on speakerphone.
Right.
He's not sitting here having to watch the comments. We normally watch the comments for him. Like Pilot saying that the wife will never let him run out of Ice House. The wife doesn't want him sober.
That's a good wife there.
Right? But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Although
when Chris
in hindsight,
that
comment maybe because she saw what happens when he runs out of ice. I says, I ain't doing that again.
But yeah, like Chris when he's on, it's not like us where we're sitting here constantly monitoring the chat and I'm monitoring all of these things. I can't run a live stream from driving. I tried doing it a few times way back when. The problem is I could talk, but then again, like I said, I don't like talking by myself.
Sure.
And so I would hold live streams. Like I would at one point I had that hour drive between Warnersville and where I'm at now. And on my way home, I would do a live stream or on my way into work just because it would pass the time. But the problem is I couldn't interact with anybody because there was no way I could read the chat. And
I think I made 2 or 3 where I actually was sitting still parked for the night. And the first comment you got was, where's the Peterbilt sign?
Well, we got that, or we had the one where you were in the freaking hotel room because you got stuck there because of being the COVID stuff. Where you got laid over at that hotel.
Yeah. Between the COVID and the truck was broke down.
Yeah. And you were sitting there freaking having dinner with a freaking beer. We're like, what the hell is this crap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Steak or something that night? That's full.
Chris having a nice evening? What?
I look better when she's drinking.
Well, one thing for sure is change is going to happen. Change happens.
It's just a matter of how we deal with it and whether it's a good change or a bad change. And I don't consider this a bad one. Do we need to bring up our views a little bit? Probably a little bit. But I think we have a good crew as far as the people that are in chat and the people that are up here. And we have no problems. We have no problems literally talking ourselves to the point to where it's way past bedtime. I mean, geez, it's 12 o'clock now.
Well, you're going to try some different hashtags.
I did put them in. I did put them in already. I don't think it's...
I think everybody's sharing it and stuff like that. So it's going to change. It's going to get better. It has to.
Tasha hasn't been in here. Tasha's actually used to be in here. She originally found us from having Dodge transmission issues.
Oh boy.
And she was in here for a little while, and then that was back when I was still in the other house when I was doing the live streams from our dining room. And
now, doesn't she do a channel now? Basically, she's traveling around the country, living in a van, and does like a live thing from different spots where she stops.
I think so. Hold on, it won't.
I believe.
Oh, that's right. YouTube won't let you do that anymore. You used to be able to click on a user's name.
Yeah, it won't let you go to their channel anymore.
I hate that.
Without typing in directly. Yeah, it's a pain in the...
Yeah, now you have to click on it, type it.
It's a pain in the hemorrhoid.
Yeah, you used to be able to literally freaking find their channel by just clicking on their name and it would pull up.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
see, I don't even have that option. With what I have here to work with, the best I can do, I can click on the name, but all I can do is report the channel or block the user.
Right.
It's like,
That's
Wow.
all you can
shit.
do.
I didn't even realize she had that many freaking. She's got 144,000. No, she's got 1,440 subscribers ish.
Nice. Good for her.
Oh,
And
hey,
that's all
hey.
she does, basically
Do
like
you know what?
a live
Hey.
shot or a live whatever.
What did I just tell her about freaking pulling that bolt out of that freaking manifold?
Well,
Yeah.
nut on it.
Well, guess what? She has a video out 2 days ago.
Welded a nut on it.
That.
She didn't need you.
Oh, I never said anybody needed me.
Nah,
Boy.
I'm just messing with you.
I never said anybody
Talk
needed
about-
me, but I just find it's fun. It's just cool. It's just like, hey, we were just talking about it, and here she's already got a video out doing it. It's got 179 views.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. She's doing it. In fact, I'm going to give her a little bit of subscribe there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I think the last one I watched of hers when she had the issues with those cops there by the river in Ohio.
Yeah, I see that one here.
River or lake. Yeah, they were giving her an issue about where she was parked at because she spent the night there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
But I mean, I listen to channels, but that's what I do. I listen to them. Even like this,
Yeah.
I'll go back and re-listen to because my service most of the times I'm like this. I bounce in and out. I'm in the show, out of the show, in the show, out of the show.
Yeah.
So I'll go
Yeah.
back later
And
in the week and I'll
I've gotten
re-listen
to
to the
the point
show.
now, especially now that they have the little audible like pop when somebody comes into the waiting room. Before they didn't used to have that.
Oh.
It would just put you there, and there would be no notification that you showed up. So if you have it in full screen or whatever, you never knew when there was somebody waiting. Now
I
they have a
remember
little
that.
audible like pop, like Biggie does it so perfect. Yeah, something like that. But when they come into the waiting room, and then I know that Chris is there, and I can let him in. Before I got, people would have to tell me in chat, "Hey, I'm sitting back here in the back door waiting to come in." Though I do like this better than Hangouts and Skype because Hangouts and Skype would immediately put them in. So
Boy.
Here I can put the link down in the chat for anybody to pop in, but I don't ever have to let you up on screen. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
right.
I could leave you stuck in the back area for forever. So it's a little cooler because I have that little safety net. I have that, Whereas if anybody got a hold of the Skype or the Hangouts code, it would immediately put them in the stream, which is not always good when you're live on a platform.
Well, right.
that gets creepy.
That'll pop up like you was talking earlier with that other guy
Especially
when they
some of
showed
the
it on the
trolls.
screen.
Right. Oh, yeah. And there's no way to control that because you can't lock them. You can't turn. You know what I mean? You didn't have that option, but you do now. But anywho, I think we have come to another end of another episode of NOVAtazz's Automotive Podcast. Which I'm thinking of changing the name next year.
Okay.
I think I just want to put it to NOVAtazz's Podcast and get rid of the automotive part.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'm looking for something that's a little easier and smaller. But I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it because, like I said, I want to make it more
NOVAtazz experience.
like. No,
There you go.
Come on.
Come on, man.
NOVAtazz Raw.
Oh, that might
Raw.
work.
Then you could call it NTE.
Or NOVAtazz Uncut.
I like that one,
Unedited.
but I also got to make sure that it doesn't end up freaking flagging YouTube either. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you could go NOVAtazz Unscripted.
like I'm ever scripted. I have ADD.
Yeah.
I'm never scripted. I can't do a script. I can't sit down long enough to actually see. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
as
It's
I
like
said,
my
it's-
YouTube videos. I may do something over a few times, but it's not scripted. It's only go over it because I screwed something up.
Well, on Thursday I seen them in that show I was watching as well. The live car show, that was pretty neat, but it was way too short.
And I was kind of upset a little bit about that, and
They just
not
kind of rushed
because
through it.
they kind of rushed through it, but they said that they were doing that on purpose. So they wanted to make sure they got through all of them. I think it would have been better if they would have picked a few of them,
Sure.
done some decent ones on a few of them, and then saved them and did a few more the next week.
Sure.
But you got to understand there is the back work involved in doing what they did, because you got
I
to
get
see
it.
every single one of their things. They made a slide for every single car.
Which PowerPoint's pretty easy. I get
Yeah,
it,
it is.
but still, the time to get all the information and move it.
And
I
don't
get it.
have that kind of time. I don't. Nor do I have the. I don't have. I used to do that for my NOVAtazz. Not my
Well,
NOVAtazz, but my Nova Facebook page. The Nova
mhm.
4th generation Novas or
Yeah.
whatever. I used to do stuff like that for that. But again, like I said, the time consuming and the amount that like I don't have the audience that they do.
Sure.
The amount of feedback that I would get versus the input that the time and effort it would be to put into that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the return would be as favorable. And I mean that, and I don't have the generosity necessarily, and this is nothing to dig at you, but like if you notice their live stream, there's a lot more people willing to help compensate for their time.
Sure.
And I'm not asking or demanding that I need that for here, because we just chit chat.
Sure.
I don't put other than doing all of the artwork and all of that stuff. I don't have a whole lot of pre-show effort, and that's the whole reason why I want it this way.
But
go ahead.
That's the point of it. And I'll tell you, the biggest podcaster in the world does it exactly like you do it.
Yeah, I don't
There's
do
no
a
scripts.
podcast.
There's no.
Right, I don't do a podcast because I want to put a bunch of what do they call that? Words. I don't want to put a bunch of effort into it because this is my relaxation. And I put my effort
Yeah.
into my videos.
Yeah.
This is my fun. This is my outlet. This is my let go, my unwind. I don't exactly pilot. It's just fun. That's what this is. I don't, all of that other production for, that's what I'm looking for, the word production. I don't want, and the show isn't about a bunch of pre-production. The show is just like Chris said earlier, it's raw, it's uncut, it's unscripted. This is, the show where the points don't matter and, nobody knows what the hell we're talking about. I screwed it up again.
Hey,
Damn it.
The points are extremely important.
Well,
Yep. Well, yeah.
So like this show is just fun,
Yeah, I mean, you got your different segments that you do, but you can bring them into the show at any time.
Yeah, I just have these little banners that I just click a button and pop it in and pop it out.
Well, if you didn't get to it, oh well.
Yeah,
it's
not
like, oh no, I missed it. It's okay.
No, I don't have a rigid format. I have different segments that if we have a change in chat and we need something to stir the pot up a little bit, yeah, sure, throw it in. Because we need something fresh to talk about because we've talked the other one to death.
Yeah, like what's in the truck.
Well, and most of those all started because it was something that kept coming up every single time. Like the what's in the truck. It's like, hey, what are you hauling today? And that's what it started out as.
Well, it's always apples.
Mm-hmm.
We never got to that one because Chris kept popping out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixed load today.
Well, you can spill your beans because we're not doing a whole guess what it is segment today.
Yeah, it's half apples, half bartlets.
Half what?
Bartlets.
What are those?
I don't know what that is.
Barletts.
Again, I don't know what that is. What is it?
Pears.
Oh, why don't you just call them pears?
He's being
Because
fancy
they're
now.
called Bartletts.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that's
you
what it
gotta
is. They're
think
called
about-
Bartletts.
You got to think about your audience and where you're at, and realize that we're just a bunch of I don't know, you want to call us rednecks or whatever, but we're just
He's trying to elevate your show here.
there's not enough
Yeah,
alcohol.
yeah.
For that. There's not
I mean,
enough
come on,
alcohol for that.
we're this is a high class show, for God's sakes. Porsche was mentioned 3 damn times tonight.
Yeah, quit drinking the beer. Get you a
Yeah,
wine.
but see, nobody. And the other thing is nobody mentioned what I was drinking tonight.
It looks like a
He
Bud
didn't
Light. I
ask.
don't know. He did.
It's then one of those moments that I missed. Then
Uh-oh, Pilot. Do we want to know what you're holding right now?
Hopefully it's an ice house, because if it's not, I don't want to know.
In his left
Unless
hand.
it's-
What's you holding in the right one?
He's holding his mouth.
let go of the wife. She said, "No, not tonight. Here's your beer. I'm going to bed."
That's what mine did.
My mouse.
If you guys
Oh,
if you
okay.
guys find her on wherever, you guys need to wish her a happy birthday tomorrow. Or today. Technically today.
Yeah, it is technically today.
Well, not here. It's not.
It's 12:11 here.
It's 11:11 here.
Yeah, that's
So-
right. See, when I'm ready to go to bed, you still got another hour left in you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yesterday was my mom's birthday.
well, happy birthday to your mom.
I almost goofed. Hey, I called her before bed. Hey, happy birthday, Mom. I didn't forget about you. I was sleeping half the day. I just got up.
Did that with my mom too. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna catch us next week. Shouldn't be any change next week. What's next week's date?
That would be the 11th.
Yeah, shouldn't be anything different. The 17th and 18th. Yeah, I'm on call again, so it could throw a wrench in the plans. And then the 24th and 25th will be on vacation. So next week shouldn't have an issue. The 10th, the 11th.
The 2 weeks after that may or may not.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks after that may or may not. It depends. I may have it scheduled to be up, but I may pull it.
Okay.
If it's on the 18th, it's because I got pulled into work, and if it's the 25th, it's either because we don't have service or we're out doing something.
Having a life.
Maybe. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know, right?
None of us have known what a life is for the last freaking 6 months.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Pilot. Well, we'll see you before then. We'll see you at least once before then.
At
We'll see
least.
you next week. And then
Yeah, about the only thing I know in
we
the
can do
last
a
6 months is
pre-celebration on the 11th, and then we can celebrate
Protest
an after
shredder.
celebration on the 18th. How's that? A nice house for both dates. 66, that's a good vintage. All right, so catch you guys next week. If you guys want to say your outro, and then I'll say mine.
Easy.
Just
All right, guys. See you later.
y'all be safe. Keep the rubbers down in your travels.
All right, catch you next week. Peace, and yeah, like I said, be safe and have fun.